What's up, everybody? As you guys can see, I have my avatar up there right now. I do not have my face up there on the screen right now, but you will be getting the volume for the Mets game today as we watch the in-game live today on the stream. So make sure you hit that like button, guys, and subscribe to the channel. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. If you can just say that you guys hear me in the chat, that would be great. I just want to make sure I'm doing things right now. So I just wanted to make sure I bring the live action to you guys while we're live here. So again, you got the game up there, the score up there, everything you need to know about the game, and we'll be ready to go as soon as the game starts. I'll put the volume up with Gary and Keith on the call to see if the Mets can sweep the 3-game series against the Rockies. So make sure you continue to hang out, and let's see if the Mets get a win here. So once again, guys, there is no video of me during the game, but again, you'll have everything you need for the stream today with the volume of the game, the play-by-play, and of course the score and everything you need up in front of you right there. We got the pitcher matchup on the bottom with Tylor Megill on the mound against Chase Dollander, as the Mets look to get to 18 games over 500, the high mark of the season, before they have the off day tomorrow, before they head back home to play the Nationals and the Rays. Just want to make sure that everybody can hear me, because if you hear me, you will be able to hear the game and the play-by-play. So I just want to make sure in the chat everybody is listening and can hear while the game's going on. So let me just give me a second, guys, and let me just see if everything is working properly, and then we can be good to go. All right, Michael, I appreciate that, that you guys can hear me. That means you can hear the game once it starts. That's a good sign. That is always a great sign for us. So once again, guys, make sure you hit on that like button, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And usually I have my big old face up on the screen, but I am doing something right now, so I can't really be on the camera much, so I'm just going to leave my little avatar face there as we get through the game. And in between innings, you'll still hear my voice. I'll do a quick recap of the inning or the half inning, and you'll still get my instant reactions during the game, just not my face. So I just want to make sure everybody's understanding of that while we get started for the game. And again, the game is going to be a little bit delayed because of, again, streaming. It's going to be a little bit delayed, and also the fact that I am streaming the game, so it's going to take a little bit of a delay, maybe 30 seconds to a minute behind the actual live event. If you're in New York, obviously you're going to get direct access to the channels. I'm not in New York, so you're going to get the stream a little bit delayed. So you're going to get the score, but you're going to be able to know what's going on throughout the game, and that's important for all of us. So waiting for the commercial to end, and we'll get started for the Met game. And listen, guys, it is always interesting when these in-game lives. I used to do them religiously in years past. Since I moved, it's just been harder to do it, but hopefully we will do a lot more throughout the season, and because these are always a lot of fun while we're all watching a game and having our instant reactions together as they're viewing the Rocky Mountains. And there is a theater there. I remember when I was in Colorado a couple of years ago when the Mets played there, they actually walked that area. I think it's something with Red Rocks or something like that I did as well, which is pretty cool. They're showing cars outside of Coors Field. I'm not sure why, but once the game starts, I'll have my voice to shut up, and then you guys can actually listen to the ball game. A lot of nice cars out there. I'm assuming it's something to do with some car show, most likely. So that's going to be cool. All right, so game's about to start. I'm still not sure why they're showing all these cars. I still got the volume on mute, but again, McGill's on the mound against Dollander. and we will definitely see if Megill pitches to what we need to do. And they went back to commercial, so we got a few more minutes until game time. And once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, I do apologize. I'm not going to be able to show my face during the game. Doing some things around just to make sure I keep the game going for you guys in the stream. I was going to cancel the stream, but a lot of people like this, and I didn't want to disappoint way before the game actually started. It was about half hour ago, 45 minutes before after pregame, so I didn't want to just cancel the stream and disappoint you guys. So we're here, we're waiting for the game to start. Obviously these damn commercials, and hopefully they start on time. But once again, guys, the Mets are going for the sweep of the Colorado Rockies as they finish up their road trip in Colorado and hoping for a 5-2 road trip before they head to their off day tomorrow and the homestand against the Nationals and the Rays. And that's where we are right now with the New York Mets. And they can hit their high watermark of the season of 18 games over 500. And that's exactly what we got to continue to do here. Anything that's over 500 on the road is a big win in my book, considering the fact the Mets have been so dominant at home this year that I don't expect them to lose ever at home, even though that's probably not possible. But they've been playing so well at home. There's a different vibe. There's different energy at the ballpark, at Citi Field, that clearly has the Mets players feeding off of that. And it's been working all year, which is awesome to see. And, again, you go on a 5-2 road trip, take that every day of the week. When you actually look at the bigger picture, when the Mets actually continue to play well at home, because that's the big thing. The best teams in baseball, they play extremely well on the road or at home, and then decent on the road. And they were doing a little bit of who's going to stand the longest after the national anthem. And Pete Alonso, quote unquote, won, which is interesting. Blueprint, I'm not on. Are you on playback? I am not. But we will have the game on live during the game, and they're talking about the starting lineup for the Mets now. And I'm going to shut up, and we're going to listen to the broadcast of Gary and Keith in Coors Field. So listen up, guys, and enjoy the game. And let me know in the comments, guys, if you can hear the game clearly during the stream. Here we go.
Coming off the toe injury, and Pete still celebrating his stare-down victory. A shot-right Rocky defense looks like this holder behind the plate. Orlando Garcia has never played professionally at first base. Not a start, not an appearance. This is his number 3 starts in a row for Ryan Ritter at shortstop, just called up. And Hilliard gets the start in center field, and Beck, who CH'd twice in this series, the first 2 games, he gets out in left field. Brandon Nimmo grew up about 2 hours away in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Loves playing here, loves signing for the fans here. Had himself a couple of RBI hits last night in the Mets' 8-1 victory. The Rockies' best pitching prospect, Chase Dollander, heads to the mound to make his 10th big league start.
Tylor Megill just loping in, which is his manner. I love his stride. It's like John Wayne.
He's not going to be rushed just because the Rockies are off the field.
Look at him. He's just like
stroll.
I love him.
No sense wasting any energy coming in from the bullpen. Take your time.
You know what? You could light a firecracker behind him when he just look and go, oh, okay.
Yeah, but when he releases the baseball, it's got life.
And there's Chase Dollander, number 1 draft pick out of the University of Tennessee in 2023, the 9th pick. It was 10-0 in 2022 with Tennessee. 14 starts. So curveball, a little bit of a slider, throws hard, gave up 8 home runs in his first 3 starts in the big leagues. He's a rook, but since then he has kind of settled in.
He was on the injured list for 2 weeks with elbow tightness. Came back last Tuesday, pitched 3 innings against Miami. We'll see how far Warren Schaefer and the Rockies are willing to go with Dollander today. But just to give you an idea of the kind of prospect Dollander was, going into the 2023
just so you guys know, they're not starting on time. For some reason, it's a couple of minutes delayed. They will be starting hopefully soon. He's still throwing up the warm-up pitches, and I'm not sure why it's delayed, but it is a couple of minutes. So as soon as the game gets going, and it looks like they just threw the ball to second base, so we're ready to go, guys. Here we go. Game 3 in Colorado.
The left fielder is from Tennessee. Seth Halverson, the reliever, pitched for the Balls, and so did Dollander. They were all teammates there together. They're picking up Tennessee guys like the Mets are accumulating University of Florida guys.
And Dollander's a Georgia piece that didn't go to University of Georgia. He opted for Tennessee, the Balls.
So here's Lindor, 3 hits last night after his heroics in the first game of the series on Friday. Now 5th on the National League in base hits. And Dollander's first pitch of the day is a fastball in for a strike, and we're underway. And the home plate umpire is Willie Traynor. It's his first major league game umpiring behind the plate. So good luck, Willie. 1 for 1. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Lindor fouls it back. There's Traynor, Jeremy Rahak, Chris Conroy, the crew chief, Brennan Miller rounding out the crew.
And we'll critique Traynor. Traynor gets down, squats low.
It's another tall umpire.
Yep.
First curveball from Dollander at the feet of Lindor. Ball and 2 strikes.
Dollander is only 23 years of age. I'd like to see these young kids coming up. 6'2", 200 pounds.
Nimmo and Soto to follow on a beautiful afternoon in Denver. As Lindor takes a fastball upstairs at 98, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a good take by Lindor. He likes to chase that up and away fastball out of the strike zone.
Dollander, through his first 9 starts, has thrown his fastball 54% of the time, so he's not afraid to throw it. Once that one inside, full count. He's had some problems with walks, averaged 4.5 walks per 9 innings. And the Reds, I'm sure, would be patient with him today. Early on in his tenure, he was throwing too many strikes and was getting ambushed, particularly on his fastball. In fact, the first 9 home runs he gave up this year were all fastballs. Catcher Fulford catching just his 3rd big league game. Needs a little equipment adjustment. So you've got a very young battery, Dollander and Fulford. 3-2 to Lindor. And he fouls off that fastball at 99.
He's got a good arm. It's just the game today is so much that they draft more out of college than ever before. And back in my day, they did not like to draft out of college. They wanted to get you out of high school.
And the curveball on the outside corner got him looking. So Dollander wraps up a strikeout on a backdoor curve to start the day.
Pretty good pitch by the youngster. Did it curve around the plate? Well, I guess not. Umpire
Fulford doing his best to frame it, and the young umpire Willie Traynor, his first punch out at the big leagues.
So not intimidated with the superstar up there. Oh, he rang him up.
Now Nimmo, 2 for 9 in this series. Both the hits came last night. Both drove in runs, and he attacks the first pitch fastball and fouls it off. Brandon, over the last 12 games, is hitting .311 with a .903 OPS. So he has really settled into a nice groove ever since they moved him up in the batting order. And he drives this one to center. Coming on is Hilliard, and he picks it off for the second out.
I like what I see from this kid so far. I like his wind-up. Very smooth wind-up, effortless. He's got a good fastball.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now on Soto. Soto took it over for last night after 3 hits Friday night. He takes a fastball for a strike. So Dolander has come out firing 97 to 99 with his fastball. His average fastball velocity so far this year has been 97.5.
Looks very poised.
Line the other way, and Soto's got a base hit. Over to cut it off is Beck. And Soto will stop at first with a 2-out single.
Hey, we've seen Juan going that opposite gap, and I like that. And much more aggressive at the plate. He's coming around, and you knew he would. I mean, he's got too good a resume. I like it when he stays in and uses that opposite field.
So a 2-out base runner for Alonso, who did not drive in a run last night. That's a headline. He had driven 14 runs in his previous 6 games. It's a slider for a strike. He starts today 7th in the league in batting, 4th in on-base percentage, 3rd in slugging, tied for the lead in extra base hits, and lead in the league in RBIs. He fouls off the fastball. It's 0-2. Of course, all these Mets are seeing Dolander for the first time. They've been able to watch tape on it. They've been able to stand in the machine that replicates him, but all seeing him in person, in the flesh, for the first time.
No substitute.
He fouls off that fastball.
You can simulate all you want, and it's helpful, but it's different when you get up at the plate and you got to face him in real time.
Opposing base dealers are 7 for 7 against Dolander, which matches Soto's statistics for the year. He's 7 for 7 stealing them, and Dolander checks in on.
Very interesting. We see so many pitchers, first base side of the rubber, extreme third base side of the rubber. This young man is right dead center.
Curveball out of the strike zone, 1-2. Did it make a difference to you as a hitter which side of the rubber
No.
pitcher stood on?
No, did not.
It was comfortable. Some guys try to create angles depending on their repertoire.
I didn't like the left-hander that stepped towards the first base dugout and threw across his body. Randy Jones comes to mind.
Right, and he stood on the first base side of the rubber to accentuate that. Soto started and stopped, and Alonso fouls off the fastball. Soto trying to get a read on it. Dolander thought he had one, and then slammed on the brakes. And stole 3 bases last night. They're now 52 for 60 this year. They have the best stolen base percentage of any team in the majors. 1-2 coming. And the curveball struck him out. So Dolander strikes out 2 in the inning. Gets Lindor and Alonso both with the curveball.
All right, guys. So no runs for the Mets in the top of the first. Once again, you will see my avatar face up there and not my actual face up there during the game. Just doing some things during the game. So I'd rather just you see my avatar than me being away from the screen more often than not. So the Mets don't score in the top of the first. They do get 1 hit from Juan Soto as Pete Alonso struck out the end of the inning. We're going to the bottom of the first, and Tylor Megill is on the mound for the Mets, and we'll see what he can do. Hopefully he puts up zeros. Again, this is one of their best pitching prospects in their system for the Rockies in Dolanders, and you can see he's got really good stuff. We'll see if the Mets can hit him. They always struggled against kids that that they never seen before, especially prospect pitchers. They usually struggle. Hopefully they don't today, and we get out to a nice lead and a comfortable lead, just like yesterday as they won 8-1 yesterday. Once again, guys, hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, say what's up in the chat. We will be listening to the play-by-play during the entire game, and obviously you'll have the scoreboard up there the entire time, letting you know the outs, the ball strikes out, the runners on base, and all that fun stuff as well. Got a couple of cool graphics if somebody hits a home run. If they do, you'll see the graphic up on your screen, but that's if somebody actually hits a home run for either team, by the way. I got some cool graphics up on there as well. So once again, guys, going to the bottom of the first, no score. 1 hit for the Mets, and that was Juan Soto in the top of the first. Colorado Rockies are coming to the plate, and Tylor Megill on the mound. once again, we got to see what we got to see for Tylor Megill overall when it comes to location. If he's a little bit wild, he's had trouble walking guys, putting people on base, and that's when he can get into trouble, especially in a ballpark that the ball flies out of there. Let's hope that he doesn't have that happen to him today. So, lineup for the Rockies, and first pitch coming. Here we go, guys.
His third start in the big leagues. Jordan Beck leads off, 2 hits last night. Tylor Megill's first fastball is outside for ball 1.
Megill's numbers, left-handers hitting 196 against him, right-handers 246. He's really made big improvement against left-handers with that development of the off-speed change, the circle change.
His first 2 fastballs have been less than scintillating, 93 and 92, which is well below his norm. He averaged 96 miles an hour on his fastball against the Dodgers in his last start. There's 94, so he's just getting warmed up. 2-1. Megill in his last 2 starts against the White Sox and the Dodgers gave a total of 6 runs, and all 6 runs came in the first inning. 2 against the White Sox, 4 against the Dodgers, and he was able to settle in from there in both starts. Trying to get off to a better beginning today.
I like the fact that he comes out throwing the fastball in the first inning. When he gets hit, he has trouble commanding his breaking call, his breaking pitch, his slider. Get your rhythm. He's always, even though his fastball's at 94, it's still got life here.
2-2 to Beck. Hey, blew him away with a fastball, 95 miles an hour. So Megill starts his day with a strikeout.
Good pitch, throwing that fastball.
The Hyundai defense, your Metropolitan defense as well. Lindor stole 2 bases yesterday, had no ill effects in the field, made all the plays with the broken toe. And Taylor back in the lineup in Central. McNeil started in center yesterday.
Is the rookie Ryan Ritter, his 3rd big league game. Had a triple on Friday, had a single yesterday, so he's off to a nice start. The University of Kentucky product. A lot of players in this Rocky lineup who have not played much for them this year. Ritter is one of those. Subbing for the injured Ezekiel Tovar. High fastball, he swings under that. It's 0-2.
Megill is pounding that fastball.
With an oblique. Second time Tovar's hit the injured list this year, so Ritter getting an opportunity.
7 pitches, Derek, 7 fastballs.
That last start against the Dodgers, we mentioned how he leaned into his slider. He threw it 31% of the time. It's up from a season average of 23%. And that fastball right down the middle for strike 3 call. So Ritter keeps looking.
Love him using that fastball like crazy. Like to see. He's throwing nothing else except for fastball.
Want to become predictable. And we showed you that chart in the open of how effective the slider was for him. Megill, my goodness, I'll get it right. Reshuffle the deck. Coming out throwing heat.
Is Hunter Goodman DHing today? Goodman has DH'd a lot this year because his bat is so important in the Rockies lineup, but he's been much better offensively when he's caught than he has been as a DH. 891 OPS as a catcher, 721 as a DH. Swing and a miss of the fastball, and it's 1-1. Goodman 2 for 7 in this series, coming off a spectacular series against the Marlins, which the Rockies improbably swept.
Well, there's your 11th pitch here, 10 fastballs, and you're looking at 8 strikes. So I like it. I like it very much.
Just coming right after him. No Freddie Freemans and Max Muncy's in this lineup. The guys that got him in the first inning in his last start. And there's the breaking ball, and he strikes out the side in the opening inning. Great start for Tylor Megill.
All right, so it's a really nice start for Tylor Megill. Quick inning, using his fastball. That's when he's usually having a good day. When Tylor Megill is throwing his fastball, he's got to live on that fastball and use that breaking ball, off-speed pitches, intermittently but you got to use that fastball overall. That is something that is always a good sign for Tylor Megill in a game, is using his fastball and having control over that fastball, which is a great sign for Tylor Megill. Obviously, it's only 1 inning, but it's still a good start. And Christopher says, so, Rob, what do you think? Do you believe as long as Megill uses that fastball? Well, yeah, I agree. Going deep into a ball game, there's a lot of factors to that, obviously. If he strikes out a lot of guys, his pitch count's going to be up higher, right? So, and that's what usually all they care about is pitch count in today's game. But overall, he's got to use his fastball. He's got to set up his other pitches with the fastball. And then, sporadically use the off-speed and the breaking ball pitches, if you need to get a big strikeout or, just got to, change it up a little bit in an at-bat, that's when he's at his best. And, he has the stuff. We talked about it for years. Tylor Megill has the stuff to be a top 3 starter in baseball. But the fact of the matter is, he's too inconsistent. And that has been the problem his entire career. He'll have a great start in April, decent in May, and then struggle the end of May into June, and then it's inconsistent from there on out until the end of the year when he figures it out in September. You can't have that, especially in a rotation where he might be out of the rotation, in a couple of weeks when Montas and Manaea comes back. Manaea is going to be back here probably the end of the month, and Montas looks like he can be back in a couple, most likely at the end of the month as well. So Megill has a lot to do. And we're in the top of the second. Jeff McNeil leading off.
Rob on a roll. Colorado walk-off hit last night. It bounced into the stands, but he only gets credit for a single because the winning run was the third. Odd story. That's right. Neil pops one up and foul ground that goes out of play. Jeff's 2 for 7 of this series. It is 4th home run of the year last night. 3 home runs the Mets hit in that game. They've hit 3 home runs in 4 of the 5 meetings with the Rockies this year. That's won all 5. McNeil, Mauricio, and Taylor in the second against Dollander, and he pulls the curveball foul.
Bill McNeil got his 4th home run last night. That's where he likes it. Belt to mid to knees, down in the strike zone, out over the middle. And there's Lawrence Welk there, but Maestro, Mr. Marte, always bringing the guys over for the look in the camera.
Number 1. That's 2. Number 3. Last year it was Luis Severino with the OMG sign. Marte trying to keep up the tradition. Chase Dollander with the 1-2, and McNeil pops it up behind the plate. And Fulford watches it go out of play. It's finishing up this Western trip to LA and Denver. The next 28 games will all be in the Eastern time zone. It's time they leave the Eastern time zone. Will be right before the All-Star break when they go to Kansas City. Foul by McNeil. Let's go home and play the Nats, who all of a sudden have stopped scoring. 9 runs in their last 6 games. They sat down a slumping C.J. Abrams today. Then they play the red-hot Rays, who beat Miami again today. Rays have won 14 of the last 18. Inside to McNeil, and it's 2-2. The Nats face the best that the Nats can throw on Tuesday night. Mackenzie Gore will open that series. James Wood has been by far their best player. OPS over 900 this year. That's outside ball 3.
Good at bat by McNeil.
More long at bats in the early part of this season than we're accustomed to seeing. In the midst of another one, McNeil has far more walks than strikeouts this year. A guy who's walked a lot across his career. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat from Dollander. He bounces that one foul on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Ronnie Mauricio waiting on deck. Don't know how far the Rockies will go with Dollander today. Through 3 innings and 59 pitches in his first start back from the injured list on Tuesday against Miami, and pitching on regular rest today. Pitch number 10 to McNeil. And he drives that to deep right field.
Get out.
Back goes Freeman to the warning track. Looks up.
Yeah.
Jeff McNeil homers for the second straight.
All right, Jeff. Home run, Mets. Jeff McNeil, solo home run. There we go. There we go.
That was quite a marathon with a strong finish from Jeff McNeil.
Jeff McNeil showing the power.
The Mets are on a start of a home run here again today. 411 feet on that ball. And now Mauricio with the longest home run for the Mets this season last night.
Well, 3-2 fastball right here. And it was right down the middle and right where Jeff likes it. Pretty much the same pitch he hit last night. It's good to see Jeff picking it up.
It is the same spot in the Rockies bullpen. Ball is strike to Mauricio, making his fifth start, playing for a third straight day. He's DHing today for the first time in his major league career. And he gets off speed.
That's a base hit. There we go.
So Mauricio with his fourth hit of this series.
And another view of the home run. Oh, belt tie. And looking kind of lifted up. There's the contact. There's that torpedo bat. Is that what it's called? I forget now. Jeff's still using it. He likes it.
Call it a torpedo, call it a bowling pin, call it whatever you want. It's a whooping stick. This is Tyrone Taylor. 0 for 4 in this series, and Mauricio goes back in standing.
And another impressive base hit by Mauricio.
That might have been the first changeup Dolander's thrown in this game. It's not his best pitch, and Mauricio got all over it. Taylor takes slider outside, ball 1. Tyrone's bat is cooled down, just 2 for 16 on this road trip. Got the day off yesterday.
You can see the home runs allowed off that four-seam fastball. Remember, he gave up 8 in his first 3 starts.
Yeah, the slugging percentage against his fastball is not pretty. 595 slugging percentage.
Well, he's going to throw it. That's another. You got to hit straight, and it's hard. It's 97. You can track it. It's coming out of his hand. It's a laser beam coming at you.
He's thrown over twice on Mauricio. He's not running, and the fastball outside to Taylor, 2-0. Mauricio stole a base last night, his first of the season. Antoine Richardson, the first base coach, just whispered in his ear he might be going down after 2 throwovers. Nope. And slider off the plate. Now it's 3-0 to Taylor.
Good at bats. Good at bats by the Mets so far.
Here in the second, the home run to McNeil, the base hit by Mauricio. Now 3-0 to Taylor with Brett Beatty on deck. And Taylor takes a high strike, 3-1.
And here's a good pitch to hit. Hasn't got his breaking ball over, and he likes his fastball.
And it's inside, ball 4. The Mets up 2 men on. So there's the first.
All right, there we go.
By Dollander. So 3 straight Mets have reached base to start this second inning. We were talking earlier about McNeil and the number of pitches he's taken. His pitches per plate appearance this year are 3.65, which is not high by major league standards, but it's the highest of his career. So he has definitely seen more pitches this year than he ever has before. Darryl Scott, the pitching coach, going out to talk to his young right-hander. This is a kid that the Rockies need to be good.
Yeah.
They have a couple of older pitchers who have been frontline starters before in Kyle Freeland and German Marquez, but neither one of them is pitching at that level now.
It's just so hard to pitch up here in mile-high altitude. And I think pitchers just get punch drunk after a while, for lack of a better word.
athlete trainer going for the pomade today before his big league debut got played. You know, he's projecting an air of authority, but he must be a little bit nervous too. Of course. Here's Brett Beatty, just 3 for his last 26, and he swings and misses the first pitch fastball, 0-1. Beatty had that great hot streak at home a couple of weeks ago, but now searching for it. Mauricio at second, Tylor at first, excellent speed on the bases. And that's away to Beatty, a ball and a strike. Francisco Alvarez batting 9th in the order today, waiting on deck. Beatty plays off the changeup. 2 balls and a strike. Mets are trying to sweep the season series from the Rockies. The last time the Mets swept a season series of 6 or more games was in 2016 against the Reds, where they went 6-0. In the air toward the gap in left center field, cutting across his back, and he gets there to make the catch. And that's the first out of the inning. So Beatty retired one away. Don't miss your chance to relive history on Saturday, September 13th. Over 40 Mets legends will be at Citi Field for an alumni classic game. For tickets and details, go to Mets.com/alumni classic. The way they're doing that too, they're doing the Shea Stadium Mets alumni versus the Citi Field Mets alumni. You would figure that the younger guys, the Citi Field, might have an advantage, but you never know.
Well, you remember very old Luke Appling hit a home run in one of those old-timer games, you recall.
And I'll take Piazza on my side. Alvarez swings and misses a slider, and it's 1-1.
We've got another big crowd here today.
This is where we need to see the Mets score some runs here. You got opportunities. You can't squander them.
For a team that is 40 games under 500, their attendance has been remarkable. And they don't boo.
They do not boo.
There's a lot of folks here also are Mets fans. There are thousands of those on hand. We've got the rock pile filled up out there in center field. 1-1 to Alvarez, who's 1 for 4 in this series. Yeah, it swings and misses a curveball, and it's 1-2.
It's a little chill in the air today. It's kind of overcast this morning, and now it's cleared up. We've got some blue sky, but it's not as warm as it was yesterday.
It was 80 yesterday, 63 right now. 1-2 to Alvarez with 2 on and 1 out. And he wouldn't chase that curveball. Backhanded by Fulford. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Francisco Lindor waiting on deck. Phillies and Pirates have got it to the bottom of the 8th, still tied 1-1. Skeens went 7 2/3. No earned runs, 2 hits, but he's out. Christopher Sanchez just as good. 1 run over 7 innings. 2-2 coming. Drive to center. Falling fast.
Yeah.
Hilliard off the plate on a hop around third. Mauricio, he read it well, and he's going to score.
Yeah. All right. Good job.
But Mauricio didn't hesitate at all on the ball where it looked like 50-50 that Hilliard might get to it. It dropped in for a hit for Alvarez. It drives in a run, and it's 2-0 New York.
Here we go.
Gets jammed here. It's a little flare. He did hesitate a little bit, Gary. He broke off the bat.
Nice way to fight that inside pitch off to get the base hit there, and Mauricio read it well.
Little stutter right there, but there's your.
That's great base running right there.
So Mauricio races home from second on that blue hit by Alvarez. Just the 9th RBI of the season for Francisco. And it's 2-0 New York, and now Lindor bats with 2 on and 1 out. And Lindor takes the first pitch curveball at his feet for ball 1.
He's having a hard time with it. Being consistent.
Agreed, Dwayne. 100%.
He just sit on his fastball.
Struck out Lindor looking on a backdoor curveball his first time up. And he fouls back a fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. The bullpen is already cranking. Juan Mejia up.
He threw last night, so an inning, closed it It's the ninth inning last night, a 1-2-3 inning.
They're being careful with Dolander after he had forearm tightness that knocked him out of action for a couple of weeks. This is only his second start since returning. And they limited it to 3 innings and 59 pitches that first time against Miami. Gave up 2 runs in that game. He's given up 2 runs already today. And Lindor takes that fastball inside. Now it's 3-1.
And he's really struggling here this inning.
Threw just 17 pitches in the first inning. He's already thrown 31 in this inning.
See Lindor in the on-deck circle with the sledgehammer. I mean, not Lindor, Nimmo, excuse me.
3-1 to Lindor. And he taps one back to the mound. And I think Dolander forgot how many out there were. He had an easy double play, but he forgot that there was only one out.
Whoops.
Threw it to first base, and the inning continues.
Well, that is a rookie mistake. He's laboring out there, and he's in trouble. Or he just threw up a double play ball. And now he's got to get another out.
Chris, it's better than nothing.
It's a little embarrassing for the young pitcher. He's got to refocus himself.
And base hit here puts up 2, scores 2.
Already 32 pitches deep into the inning. And throws the first pitch curveball that drops in for a strike to Nimmo. Ran into the ball hard his first time up, lined out to center field. You see his career numbers at this ballpark where he grew up idolizing the Rockies. At-bats making themselves heard. And Nimmo fouls back the fastball. And so Dolander, after this gaffe, comes back to get ahead over 2.
You remember that one particular series here that Brandon just had an incredible 3 games?
Where he got the leadoff inside the park.
Yeah, he just was, he couldn't get him out.
When teams have pitchers who are a little bit physically compromised, especially young pitchers, they care not only about total pitch count, but about pitches within an inning. 35 pitches in an inning is usually a red flag, and he's at 35 right now. And Nimmo pops one foul, makes it for another. The inning began with McNeil working a 10-pitch at bat and hitting a home run into the right field bullpen. Mauricio followed with a base hit. Taylor walked, maybe flied out, but Alvarez singled in a run. The door hit the comebacker where Dolander forgot how many out there were, and now Nimmo hanging tough at 0-2. He takes a curveball at his feet, 1-2.
His breaking ball is kind of like a sweeper, and for a left-hand hitter, that's a nice pitch to track. It's not a real sharp, crisp breaking ball.
38th pitch of the inning, and Nimmo lines one toward the middle, but right there is the shortstop Ritter to throw him out and end the inning. But the Mets cash 2, McNeil with a home run. Alvarez.
All right, so the Mets get 2 runs here in this inning, make it 2-0, 4 hits. Had an opportunity to, extend the lead a little bit more, but they didn't do enough of that in the top of the second. But 2-0 Mets going to the bottom of the second, and Tylor Megill back on the mound. Sometimes it is frustrating. It is very, very frustrating sometimes when you just can blow open a game early in this game, and you can put your feet up and relax a little bit, but only 2-0, and we know in this ballpark 2-0 is not a big lead at all. You got to capitalize on these situations. And again, Nimmo hit the ball up the middle, but they're playing him basically up the middle. So, but you got to get it done a little bit more. I just don't understand the frustration and the struggles with runners in scoring position. Yeah, Christopher, I think we will cause more damage and score more runs, but this has been an ongoing issue all season, regardless of who you play. Good teams, bad teams, great teams, mediocre teams, average teams. You don't win. You're winning games, yeah, which is the ultimate goal. But overall, they're still struggling mightily with runners in scoring position. And that has to change, especially when you face better teams. Because, again, you make a few mistakes, you squander opportunities the other team that is actually good is going to capitalize on those lack of hits with runners in scoring position, or lack of just better at bats where runners in scoring position is the big key here for the Mets. And, they got to do it. At some point, they got to figure it out. Because the pitching has been so good. It'd be nice for the offense to help them out a little bit. That's where you got to really look at it from their point of view. All right, bottom of the second, 2-0 Mets.
Exerting an inning for him. But he's 23 years old. I'm going to run him back out there.
Tyler Estrada leads off in the home second against Tylor Megill, who's staked to a 2-run lead. And he gets first pitch fastball over for a strike. Megill struck out the side of the first inning of his 12 pitches.
11 of them fastballs. And he comes out pouring another fastball in there.
Estrada, making his 8th start since coming off the injured list, missed the first 2 months with a broken wrist. Swung the bat well. He's hitting .308, but his defense has been really questionable. He held the swing on the fastball away. Jeremy Rayak with the ball at first. 2 balls and a strike.
Would have been a strike.
The Padres cooled off the Brewers today 1-0. Manny Machado, a 7th inning home run for the game's only run. Brewers had won 14 of 19 coming into the day. Ground ball past the glove of Megill, but there's McNeil in play. And Estrada retired. First ball hit fair by the Rockies today.
Well, for 3 strikeouts in the first inning, fastballs. Here's a call right down the pipe, and here's another one right down the pipe. Oh, I'm sorry, breaking ball. And that's the breaking ball we showed you in the open, that he can do that. And Holmes did it last night brilliantly. His team does swing the bat and chase.
But, you don't get those swings and misses in a vacuum. You can establish your fastball first.
Right. And you've got to have a good breaker, too. You can't have a lazy breaking ball.
The one thing Megill has got is great vertical movement on his slider.
And he throws it hard. He's got good velocity, and it's sharp. And that's the sharp breaking balls are the ones that are going to get the guys to chase, not the little old lazy arcing curve or slider.
The vertical break on Megill's slider is 45 inches. There's only one pitcher in baseball that has more vertical break on his slider, and that's Chris Sale.
I wouldn't have thought that, but Chris Sale throwing sidearm, just about.
There's the curveball that misses low. 3 balls and a strike to McMahon, who homered for the only Rockies run last night. His first home run nearly a buck.
Interesting, he's thrown McMahon a lot more breaking balls than anybody else.
As we mentioned last night, McMahon, 480 OPS against non-fastballs, one of the lowest marks in the league. And there's a 3-1 fastball that misses, and the Rockies have their first base runner of the night. Well, last night we were talking about different batting stances.
Right, the widespread on McMahon and Hilliard, normal. And look at the follow-through, almost like a golf swing follow-through. How they lift up this same spot, almost coming up like they're teeing off in the first hole.
So Hilliard takes up and away. Well, I wonder, Keith, you have some guys with the widespread stance who basically lift their foot, put it back down, and then the guys with the more narrow stances who take a stride forward.
Right.
And I wonder what the difference is in terms of the head movement. Does the stride cause your head to move more? And is that why guys are more comfortable with widespread stances?
No, you can't go up and down with your head. You're hit up. You always stride, and you stride on your instep too, so you don't lunge like this. So it's all about keeping the balance. I took a stride, but I always had my feet shoulder width. That was my separation with my feet. So, the old adage is, not the old, but the new adage is, with the widespread, You don't chase as much. You don't lunge because all you're doing is just lifting your foot up and putting it back down.
Hilliard takes a back foot slider, and it's 2-2.
Megill's starting to throw more breaking balls in this inning.
Pesky hitters against the
I don't know
Mets.
why you go away from it when you had
Rockies
success in
and
the first
Braves
inning
lifetime
with your
average
fastball.
against the Mets now of 311 with an OPS of 1,002. So he's been hard for the Mets to deal with.
Jeez.
Gill runs it on a full count.
Come on.
Hilliard was in the minor leagues until last weekend when the Rockies came to New York. This is just his 5th start. Getting the start in center field today for the slumping Brenton Doyle. McMahon at first with 1 out. Not running. And it's ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Megill.
Not good, not good.
Here in the second.
Goes right away from his fastball. I just don't understand it. There's a mound visit. I just don't understand this with Megill. You were successful in the first inning with your fastball. You come out in the second inning throwing majority breaking balls. It makes no sense. This is why I get frustrated with Tylor Megill. It's the inconsistency, not even just game to game, inning to inning. When you're being successful with your fastball, continue to throw it. Don't get away from it. It makes no sense.
The first inning was the problematic one. Now this start, after a perfect first inning, he's finding trouble in the second.
Jeez.
And now Orlando Arcia. This is fascinating. I mean, Arcia has been around for a long time. And the Rockies thought they
And Orlando Arcia not having a great year, but he always kills the Mets.
With 3 home runs in a game at Citi Field last year, was struggling so badly they sent him down to the minors, and so they've been patching at first base. They've used Kyle Farmer, they've used Keston Hiura. Today they're using Orlando Arcia. He flies one foul down the right field side. Not to go out of play. This is Arcia's 1,598th career professional game. And the first time he's ever played an inning at first base.
Yep, he's been mainly a shortstop. He's played third, short, and second base for the Rockies this year. He hasn't played very much.
So if you were to take a guy who's played it professionally for 15 years and has never played first base before, what would be the first thing that you'd tell him?
Oh,
There you go. Throw that fastball.
The footwork around the bag on throws. Don't commit too early. I would teach immediately straddling the bag. That means putting your feet on both sides, the inside part of the bag and the outside part of the bag. And don't commit. Stride to the ball until you read the throw out of the infielder's hands. So that would be the most important thing because you've got to get them out at first base.
I mean, that's the first rule of first baseman. Catch the ball when they throw it to you from the U.
Right. So
Sure, Mike, but again, when you can't control your breaking ball and it's starting to get you into the walking the batters, you know, he went into the first inning through, 11 of 13 fastballs, 13 out of 14 fastballs? Hey, got him. Yeah, there we go. Good job. See, with that the fastball set up that breaking pitch to strike out Arcia.
That's the 4th strikeout for Megill.
See, he threw fastballs on every pitch except for that last pitch, and they had him off balance. You got to set up the breaking pitches with that fastball.
Games back in April for the Rockies, just called up this weekend.
There you go.
Rockies releasing Jacob Stallings, the veteran.
And it was a good mound visit by Hefner to go out there. He'd probably tell him, hey, throw your fastball. It's working.
30 games in Albuquerque, he was batting 300 with an OPS.
And he did it with Arcia, and he's doing it with Braxton Fulford right now.
Alongside Hunter Goodman, yeah, they're catching 10. Fulford flies one out to
Come on. Somebody get it. There we go. All right. There we go. All right, guys. So there we go. Going to the top of the third. Megill gets out with no hits, couple of walks, but gets out of the inning with giving up no runs. Again, the same thing with Tylor Megill. It's been constant. The biggest issue with Tylor Megill in his career, not just this year or last year, it's his whole career. He falls in love with his breaking pitches, and he forgets about his fastball, and his fastball is his best pitch. It's just that simple. His fastball is his best pitch. If he's locating his fastball, which he is right now, and you see it inning by inning. First inning, throwing predominantly fastballs, and threw, I think, 2 breaking pitches in that inning, and it worked. Then he comes out in the second inning, majority breaking balls. And then he walked 2 guys. And then Hefner goes out there and says, why are you throwing predominantly breaking balls? You're not using your breaking ball to set up your fastball. You're using your fastball to set up your breaking ball. And I guarantee that's what Hefner said during that mound visit, because it's working. If you're locating your fastball, and again, when Megill's not locating his fastball, he's in for a rough day. He's locating his fastball right now, which is a perfect opportunity for him to set up the breaking pitches that you throw sporadically. And what he did to Arcia was to set him up. He was throwing fastballs, the first 3 pitches, and then that put-away pitch was the breaking ball. Boom, strikeout. That's what he's got to do. He's got to continue with that fastball. He's got really good stuff. His fastball it jumps on a hitter. You got to use your fastball to set up the other pitches. And, he doesn't throw a lot of his breaking pitches or speed pitches for strikes. So if they're going to spit on if you're not going to throw the fastball, what do you think they're going to do? They're not going to try to go fishing for them breaking pitches if you're not going to throw your fastball. So he got out of it, went back to his fastball when he walked the last 2 hitters, and then did what he had to do to get out of the inning. 2-0 Mets, top of the third, 4 hits for the Mets, none for the Rockies.
On there for a 38-pitch second inning, and gets a first-pitch fastball over to Juan Soto. Soto at the Mets' first hit, a single to left center in the opening inning. Leads the league in walks with 52. Takes one at his feet. Ball and strike. Soto, Alonso, and McNeil for the Mets in the third. Verlander's 38 pitches in the second inning matched his career high. He had a 38-pitch inning against the Diamondbacks right before he went on the injured list. This is the changeup down, 2 balls and a strike. Threw 6 extra pitches after he forgot how many outs there were, and did not turn a double play against Lindor. What's interesting, we watched Lindor last night, get 3 hits, play the whole first 8 innings at shortstop, steal a couple bases. Yep. And I saw him in the clubhouse today, and he was limping noticeably. But when the adrenaline hits, the game begins, it seems to be just fine. He had to walk to Soto. Oh, no, it's on strike 2. He thought he had a walk. Willie Traeger, the rookie umpire, called it back 3-2. Yeah, they chat. Soto likes to chat with the umpires.
He does. He likes to intimidate a little bit the pitchers.
There you go.
Flash one in the right field. Who needs a walk? Instead, Juan is 2 for 2.
And I want him swinging the bat.
There you go.
He's really leveled off his swing.
Not trying to do too much. Look at that leveled swing. It's what he's known for.
Extreme 3/4. So the ball's going to run away from you when they're out that far out. The fastball's going to have a little bit of a tail to it, as we say.
There's Alonso, who struck out on the curveball his first time up and goes after a high heater. Nothing at 1.
Up, Pete.
Pete's career OPS in this ballpark, 1131. That curveball stays up and in. Ball strike. Alonso with 36 extra base hits. Came into the day tied for the league lead. Apparently not anymore. That Ohtani guy. McCarthy, that ball gets away. Soto gets up and runs to second. The right fielder
go to third.
Just now getting to it, and Soto will stop at second.
Yeah, all right. Here we go.
So an Aaron pickoff throw by Dollander, and Soto moves into scoring position. Rockies have made more errors by far than any team in the National League. That's their 55th, which is 19 more than any other team in the league. Well, that's Arcia playing his first game at first base. Not reaching far enough for that ball.
And
All right, another runner in score position.
night, so
Nobody out.
The error goes to the pitcher, but a more experienced first baseman probably catches that.
Uh-oh.
He tries one deep to left.
Get out. Yeah.
Takes a look.
All right, Pete. Yeah. Here we go. Woo! There we go. 4-0 Mets. Yes. There we go. That's how you capitalize on mistakes. Phillies just lost. They got swept. Mets can gain another game on the Philadelphia Phillies and get up 4.5 games on in the NL East. There we go. Let's go. Let's go.
16 RBIs now in his last 8 games.
Unbelievable.
59 for the year to lead the major leagues.
Let's go.
Another 2-home run game. Megill is at the plate now. Hit the first one.
Slider right here. We're going to show you again. Now, let's see the contact. So it's going to stay flat. You know, he just got enough of the barrel. I tell you what, it wasn't the fat of the bat. Most people don't get it out of the ballpark.
Well, the ball carries here. If you get it up in the air, you got a chance. That beat is so strong. He gets his 16th home run of the season. Now just 10 behind Darryl Strawberry for the Mets' all-time career home run record. Darryl had 252, and now Alonso even with David Wright, 242.
Oh, boy. What a cleanup hitter.
Megill found Simpson for strike 3.
Strike 3 went out.
Third strikeout for Goldlander. What a year Pete's having.
Well, the Mets have never had an MVP.
Well, they've got a couple of candidates right now. He wants a Lindor, man. Boy, he had a spectacular month of April. Bit of a lull in May, but what a start he's off to in June. Mauricio fouled one away.
Committee, that's a nice parlay, no?
Pulled the change up into right for a base hit his first time up. And he lays off that cutter. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
I just feel that the arm angle of Goldlander is more sidearm, so his breaking ball is going to stay horizontal.
Is that going to drop? Yeah. That's another hit.
So Mauricio able to muscle that ball into center field for his second hit of the day.
All right, here we go.
So back-to-back multiple hit games for Ronnie Mauricio.
That's the second bloop, close to center field.
See, it's all about confidence with these guys.
Strong right there. 2 for 2. You'll take him any way you can get him.
So 1 out for Tylor Megill, who walked his first time up. Mauricio takes off early.
Stolen base.
Standing up.
And that is the
There
same
you go.
kind of steal that Lindor did yesterday twice. He got such a big jump. Look at the right of your screen. Oh, boy, you could have picked him off.
Mauricio stole one last night, has his second of the season.
Uh-oh. That's a base hit, yeah. That's another run.
Mauricio scores easily. Taylor pulls him at second base with an RBI double, and it's 5-0 New York.
I got to believe that's going to be all for Goldlander here.
Here we go.
So Taylor, who had been struggling, 2 for 16 on this road trip, hits a rope and drives in.
That's how you break open a game, baby. Third inning, 5-0 Mets. Couple of home runs, couple of nice hits. Beautiful, beautiful.
Earlier in the second inning, you have Mejia up in the last inning, but nobody's been up yet. Although it looks like that
Back-to-back laughers, back-to-back easy games. Can it be possible for this New York Mets team in 2025? Let's go. And he steals that base.
keep that from going down the line. And keeping Taylor from scoring. So Taylor steals third.
There we go.
Stolen base of the year.
Well, the Mets are just taking the Rockies here to school, just totally outclassing them. He would have had that stolen anyway.
Quite a play by McMahon there. Infield now comes in. And Beatty taps one to short. The runner holds. And Ritter throws out Beatty for the second out.
Boy, Arcia's really having trouble over there at first base. It was not good footwork on that catch.
Well, it's because he didn't talk to you before the game. So with the Phillies dropping another game today, the Mets at the moment have a 4-game lead in the National League East. Standings brought to you by SeaWorld.
And don't forget, folks, and hopefully we can get a ball or a strike here. This 2 or 3 weeks ago, the Phillies were here and the process of sweeping 4 from Colorado and vaulting over the Mets to first place. Now it's reversed.
Grounded slowly to short, Ritter on the charge, and he throws out Alvarez to end the inning. But the Mets cash in 3 more.
All right, there we go. 3 more runs in a third. 5-0 Mets. 5 runs, 8 hits so far in the game. Mets looking to just take away this game and put it away early. And good signs from the Mets offense. Don't be taking that foot off the gas, guys. Got to continue to do it. Keep it going. Keep on scoring. Add it on, add it on, add it on. That's exactly what I want to see. I want another game where you can put your feet up, relax, enjoy the game, enjoy another Mets victory, and they're on the verge right now. It's early in the game. But on the verge of being 18 games over 500. 4.5 games up on the Phillies if we win today. Phillies are spiraling. The Braves are just getting further and further digging their own grave. The Nationals overtook the Braves. And the Mets, just about a week ago, they weren't in first place. And now they took first place over and extending their lead while the Phillies are really, really struggling. And you know what? Ha, ha. Keep it going, guys. That's exactly what we got to do here with this lead that we have is keep on stacking those wins. And, you know, when the Phillies took over the division a couple of weeks ago, what was it, 2 weeks ago maybe? They were playing the Pirates. They were playing the Rockies. They were playing the bottom of the barrel of the National League. And that's when they won 9 out of 10. And that's when the Mets kind of had a little bit of a hiccup. They were 4-6 in the last 10. And the Phillies took over the division. And the Mets took it right back. And they played the Dodgers. And yes, they did play the Rockies, but they did play the Dodgers as well. So the Mets are doing a really good job of that. And let's see if Megill can just put up another 0 and get their offense back on the field. Here we go, guys. Bottom of the third, 5-0 Mets. Tylor Megill on the mound.
Another one today. Tylor Megill now 5 runs to the good. Will face the number 9 hitter, Tyler Freeman, leading off in the third. Tyler. Oprah. Ball one to Freeman. Freeman's been one of the hottest hitters in the Rockies lineup. A 7-game hitting streak, 2 for 6 in this series. Takes the ball away.
All right, Tyler, come on. Use that fastball. You got a 5-0 lead.
The Tigers pulled down the Cubs today.
Playing with this breaking ball.
Flaherty, 6 scoreless innings, 9 strikeouts. The Cubs came into the day.
You only get beat by walking people.
In the major leagues.
There you go.
Short Lindor sidled over to his left. He wasn't out. You know, the last time the Cubs led the major leagues in runs scored in a season? 1929.
Really?
Yeah.
All those years with Ernie Banks and Ron Santo and
It was
Willie Williams?
faded late in the year because of all the day games.
Oh, wow.
1929. Days of Hack Wilson.
Yep.
But they got shut out today, so maybe they won't lead the majors in runs. Here's Jordan Beck. He struck out his first time, and he takes slider for a strike, 0-1. Megill struck out the side of the first, worked around a couple of walks in the second. Now starts his second time around the batting order. And then Beck gets a breaking ball that flies it deep to left. Nimmo.
He got it.
Onto the warning track to make the catch. 2 out.
There you go.
So Megill will sit down the first 2 on just 5 pitches. And now Ryan Ritter has got 6 innings out of Clay Holmes last night and was able to stay away from some of their primary relievers. To look at Juan Mejia back up in the Rockies bullpen. Jose Butto worked 2 innings, Jose Castillo 1. So the Mets have a rested bullpen today. But there are some guys that they'd like to give today off to as well, and then with the off day tomorrow, have a full reset on Tuesday.
Correct. I mean, Waddell would be one pitcher they would use today.
They'd love to stay away from Reed Garrett if they could.
I mean, what about Paul Blackburn?
He's
got to keep them sharp.
I think this is the perfect day for Blackburn to slot in. He pitched one day and pitched so well against the Dodgers.
He pitched brilliantly against the Dodgers. He needs to get run out there and keep him in rhythm.
I mean, you know how these things hopefully resolve themselves over time, and they do. But the Mets right now have a super abundance of starters. All their starting pitchers in the regular rotation have been great. 4 of the 5, Megill being the exception, have ERAs under 3. And then you've got Blackburn. And then you've got Montas and Minaya on the bench.
Got him. Yeah.
I have swinging. Ritter has struck out to end the inning. 5 strikeouts for Megill in the first 3.
There we go, guys. So another quick inning for Tylor Megill. End of the third, 5-0 Mets, as the Mets come back up at the plate and continue to get those hits, get those runs, and continue to make this game a laugher. And it could be a little bit of a party time during this watch party as we get closer and closer to the end of game. And it is a Sunday afternoon. Mets are playing well. They're scoring some runs. Already got 8 hits in 3 innings. All looking good on the Mets front in the orange and blue, as the Phillies are not playing well. The Braves not playing well. Nationals have been playing decent, but Dave struggled to score runs as of late. Overall, the Mets are in a really good spot right now. And you know, when you're in a really good spot, you know what you do? Continue to pour on, continue to dominate, continue to extend that lead in the National League East, because we all know what happened a couple of years ago. Nice lead turned into a second place team and a wild card team. Don't let up. And I don't think they're going to let up this year. It's a different vibe. They're playing better on the road, which has been somewhat of an issue this year. You know, playing a couple of games on the 500 on the road prior to this road trip. And they got to keep it going. Now they'll be returning home after today. And they've been dominant at home. They've been absolutely amazing at home. It's very hard to beat the Mets at Citi Field. Place going to be rocking once again as soon as they get back. And they got to continue to do what they've been doing. Yeah, Dwayne, exactly. And the Phillies got the Cubs next. So, you know, unless the Phillies wake up, you know, the Cubs have, you know, the highest scoring team in baseball, so or in National League, and I think they're second behind the Yankees. So it's not going to be an easy task, and this is where you got to continue to stack up the W's right now. You're playing teams. You know, the Rays have been playing pretty well. Nationals have been okay at best, but you just got to continue it right now. You got to continue to keep it going, extend that lead. By the time you face the Phillies, you want to be within probably 4 to 6 games ahead of them.
Takes a slider over away for ball 1.
But top of the fourth, 5-0 Mets.
For a second straight day. Rounding toward the hole on the right side, there's Arcia. And it's the first time first baseman makes the play.
And a nice feed. Well, he's an infielder. You would think it would be a bigger adjustment for a guy that's played the outfield, and all of a sudden he's got to come in and catch ground balls, something he's totally unfamiliar with.
Didn't love the way he flipped that ball, Keith.
Well,
Needs to walk it over to the pitcher a little bit. I mean, if we're going to nitpick. You know, Arcia's fall from grace was so sudden. He was an all-star with the Braves 2 years ago. And his numbers went down last year, and then he was the starter at the beginning of this year, and then lost his job to Nick Allen and never got it back.
Yep, he had that one good year. He came over from Milwaukee.
He had some good years for the Brewers, too. Some nice postseasons for them. Well, now just trying to resurrect his career here in Colorado. Nemo's hit 2 balls hard, but he's 0 for 2, and he hits that ball very softly.
Oh,
And Fulford threw it high, but Arcia pulled it down.
quick 2 outs by the
That's
Mets.
Second out. Fulford's been a little wonky with his throws. Made a throw to third base and nearly went down the left field line, and this one nearly went awry as well.
Nicely done by Arcia. Just like getting a throw from the second baseman all his years at shortstop, get a force out.
So Mejia, who retired the side in order in the 9th last night, has retired his first 2 today. And now Soto takes a fastball for a strike. Wanda's 2 for 2, single to left, single to right. He scored a run.
Last 10 games for Soto, 344, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, and almost a 1,200 OPS.
You knew it was coming. Just a matter of when. Nice slider on the back door, and it's 0-2.
I'll say so far, our young little rookie Willie trainer behind the plate has called a pretty good game.
Did you gonna call him Little?
Well, little Willie, but just
Like sweet? Little Willie? Little Willie won't come home. 1-2 Soto.
That might be another hit.
Center field for his 3rd hit.
Yeah, all right.
David cuts it off. Soto stops at first with a 2-out single, and Soto has his second 3-hit game in this series. He hadn't had a 3-hit game for the Mets coming into the series. Now he's got 2 in the last 3 games.
Leveled swing.
And the scoreboard just has so
All
much
the hits to the opposite field. Nice to see.
I just tried to look up there and see what it's
And hitting it with authority, too.
So much stats up on that scoreboard. It's just, if you're an out-of-towner, like Jack Lemon,
Here's my old-fashioned calculator telling you that his batting average, Soto's after those 3 hits, is now 244.
who did all that info come on?
But it doesn't have batting average. It has on-base percentage and slugging. No batting average.
Yeah.
It is the diminution of the batting average.
Yes.
It's a relevant stat.
Oh, there.
Oh, it's next to position.
Hallelujah.
I got you.
Now that I don't mind. Those are essential stats right there.
15,000 off.
That's all I need.
Just a little more time. Beat now with 16 home runs, 59 RBIs. The 59 RBIs leading the majors. 37 extra base hits, back even with Ohtani for the league lead in that category.
Once he got 13 RBI in this road trip. Wow.
Oh,
Back by Mejia, 2-1.
And that's going to happen a lot with Pete now. They're going to have to pitch him in. And you know what? Pitchers, righty, lefty, they're uncomfortable throwing an inside fastball strike. But they're going to make sure they get it there. So Pete's going to get brushed back a lot. Not intentionally.
Well, he may be chasing Darryl Strawberry's franchise home run record. He already has the franchise record for being hit by a pitch. He's been hit more than any Met in history, 8 times already this year.
I mean, if you're going to come inside to Pete, you better get it there. So, there he missed. He got away with it.
That's where 99 helps. See the career numbers for Pete. 242 home runs, now even with David Wright for second on the all-time list. And the breaking ball pulled foul.
I know we're just beginning the second week of June. And folks at home, you might be witnessing an MVP season. It's a long way to go, but you might have your Met fans have your first National League Most Valuable Player. If he keeps going like this, he's going to win it.
Oh, that's a weird swing. Staying alive, though.
Because, the RBIs are great, but Gary, the quality of his RBIs, they've been clutched late and close.
It's 2-2 coming. And he lines one up.
There we go.
So Pete's got his second out of the day. Soto stops at second. The 8th pitch of the at-bat, he smokes one 110 miles an hour up the middle.
Come on, Jeff. Got another one in you?
I'm telling you, 1 through 4 in this lineup.
And think about this. Last year, Carlos Mendoza made the move and made a move Lindor to the leadoff spot. Right. It turned out to be brilliant. 3 weeks ago, we decided to move Soto and Alonso down to 3-4. How have they done since?
Yep, absolutely. They lengthened the lineup. I mean, it's 1 through 4 is like going to a Freddy Krueger movie.
Oh, we can have a Freddy Krueger movie in the daytime.
When you're awake.
Nightmares are usually at night. 2 out, 2 on for McNeil, who opened the scoring with a home run today.
Uh-oh. Get out. Stay fair. That's gone. Yeah. Let's go.
Jeff McNeil with his second home run.
Woo.
He's a 6th of the year. And the Mets pouring it on. A 3-run shot for McNeil makes it 8-0.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, Jeff. 8-0 Mets. Jeff McNeil. Who is this guy? Let's go.
And they're doing it.
That's what I'm talking about.
So McNeil with a 2-home run game.
Another fastball. Same spot here, right? We're at the same
Woo.
spot.
All right, guys. I think it's time to put our feet up.
Jeff going.
2 home runs for Jeff McNeil. Let's go. Let's go.
Third time in his career he's hit 2 home runs in a game. And now running Mauricio, who's already 2 for 2. And he takes a fastball inside 2-0. Mauricio singled hard into right in the second and a bloop single to center in the third. He's stolen the base. He scored 2 runs. Mets now with 8 runs and 11 hits. And we're still in the 4th inning. Remember, Mejia retired the first 2 in this inning. Gave up back-to-back singles to Soto and Alonso, and McNeil cashed him in. And that was 3-0 to Mauricio. Yeah, there's a strike, 3-1. There's the Blue Chew Power Report. Mauricio's home run last night, the longest hit by Met this year. Alonso with the longest at sea level, if that's a thing.
Ball 4.
Inside ball 4.
There we go.
And Mauricio's on with the walk. So 4 straight Mets have reached base after 2 out and nobody on. Mejia working on back-to-back days. And that's finally getting to him after he retired 3 batters last night and the first 2 tonight. And now the pitching coach, Darryl Scott, who's worn out a path to the mound in this series, will take another visit.
Well, from a standpoint of Carlos Mendoza, he can now see how far he can go with Megill, and then not go to his back end of his bullpen. This is a perfect scenario.
What a game so far. Nice little put your feet up, relax type of game. Haven't had many of those this year. Gotta enjoy them, guys.
Have a cold beverage, enjoy a beautiful day in the foothills of the Rockies.
Ryan, I agree. I was a big proponent of having McNeil come back into this lineup. especially when the Mets were struggling. Now, I'm not thinking that McNeil's going to hit a ton of home runs, but he's still putting really good quality professional at-bats. And those are important.
Rockies reached 50 losses faster than any team since 1884. And now they have 52 losses. That's a good slider by Mejia, 1-1. The amazing thing is the runs per game. You would think playing half your games here at the high altitude with the huge outfield that you would not be last in the league in runs scored. But they've walked the fewest times. They've struck out the most times. They have the lowest on-base percentage and the second lowest slugging percentage in the National League. Hard to win that way, especially at this altitude. Tylor lays off the slider, and now it's 3-1. Nobody up behind Mejia, who's now thrown 27 pitches in the inning after working last night. This is a rookie pitching in just his 12th big league game, and he's going to have to wear it as long as this inning lasts. And Tylor slugs one out to right center, but overcomes Hilliard. And that retires.
And that ends the inning, but not before the New York Mets get 3 more runs. Big bomb by Jeff McNeil, and it is a rout in the 4th inning. 8-0 Mets, 11 hits in 4 innings for our New York Mets guys. Tylor Megill has been putting up zeros, which is really, 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 really nice to see. And, you know, yesterday was a ho-hum victory. You can take your time, relax, enjoy. And again, is a time to relax and enjoy and get one step closer to 18 games over 500, 4.5 up in the division. If we win today, this is exactly what we want as Met fans, guys. This is what we want to see. We want to see some offense, and I don't care if it's the Rockies or not. When this team is scoring with runners on base and in runners in scoring position, I don't care who it's against because they haven't done it against anybody, and it's nice to see. Yeah, Ryan, 100% agree with Mauricio. You could see after he got that home run, he calmed down, or the base hit the night before. Even though he didn't have a good night, he got that base hit the night before, calmed him down a little bit. And I think he was antsy, you know, coming back up after an injury, you know, wanted to probably do too much. And, you know, the game can get very fast on you, and you got to slow it down. And that's what Mauricio had to do. The talent's there. We all see it. So I'm not worried about him at all. I think he is going to be a stud. I think out of the bunch, you know, the Vientos, the Beatties, the Acuñas, I think Mauricio is going to be the best out of all of them. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to be better than Jet Williams or, you know, Gilbert or, you know, Clifford. I don't know that, but I know Mauricio is going to be better than all those guys. I truly feel that way. I felt that way for a long time. And hopefully he helps this lineup. And we'll see how that goes for Mauricio, but he's been outstanding. Bottom of the 4th, 8-0 Mets.
To an enormous contract. And Bryant, whose career was already on the fade with the Cubs and the Giants, has faded further. Injury plagued during all 4 of his years with the Rockies. He played only 11 games this year before he had to shut it down with back problems, and there were questions as to whether he'll ever play again.
Now, the move they made with Arenado and having the $50 million pay, and that had everybody shaking their head.
But then to turn around and give all that money to Bryant when you wouldn't give it to Arenado was startling. The Rockies have had glimmers of success in the past, but they are at a low ebb right now. They don't have a stocked farm system. It's not like they've got a ton of prospects on the rise. Chase Dolander, who started today for them, was their top prospect coming into the year. Grounded out to short.
There we go.
Throws out Goodman for the first out.
And, you know, Carlos Mendoza said after playing the White Sox and the Rockies that he felt the Rockies were a better team than the White Sox, had more young talent. I'm not seeing it right now. We're seeing this team that it's got to be very demoralized.
Well, they're without their best player right now. Ezekiel Tovar is a star. I mean, he's a tremendous shortstop, a Gold Glover, and a home run hitter, and he's going to be a big-time player for them or for somebody else. But he's hurt right now. And Brenton Doyle, who is their other star young player, is just having a miserable time of it right now.
Also, McMahon, third base,
right.
He's not having it.
I mean, all those are really good players. One of whom is hurt. The other two of whom are not playing well. There's Estrada popping one up in the shallow left center. Coming on is Nimmo. And on the dead
Here we go.
right,
2
makes
outs.
the catch. Lindor just can't go out on those pop-ups right now. And so it was up to Nimmo to make sure that that was a ball that he was going to play.
I would be very inclined to get, if this game, the Mets can tack on and really blow this game out, getting double figures, get Lindor out of the ball game.
And they got him out of the 8th inning.
It is definitely a great problem to have for sure, guys.
It's interesting that he's thinking the same thing.
Interesting that they didn't. I know that Lindor wants to play in the field, but DH him. And you got Acuna or Mauricio that can play shortstop. But Lindor wants to play both sides.
And he made it pretty clear he doesn't want a DH.
Yep.
He feels as though if he's able to hit, he's able to play.
Well, sometimes as a manager, don't you kind of put your foot down?
Ball is strike to McMahon, who threw a walk his first time up.
Nice pitch.
Fastball by him, and it's 1-2.
I mean, back to Lindor, it's very admirable. Lindor plays every day, and he prides himself on playing every day. You really look at Lindor, Soto, and Pete, their record. They play every day, and they don't get hurt.
And when they do, they play through it, as Lindor did late last year when his back was clearly a huge issue. Came back, played that last week, and through the postseason, played every inning. Even though he was clearly in a lot of pain, put on a great performance. Again here, with a broken toe, he missed one day, came back, got a big pinch hit on Friday, 3 hits yesterday, back in the lineup again today. We'll rest tomorrow. And McMahon hits one on the ground to Lindor. Doesn't have to move much for that. And that retires the
Here we
side.
go.
Megill Stizzle.
All right, Megill pitching really well. And then the 4th, no runs by the Rockies. 8-0 Mets going to the top of the 5th, guys. Again, gotta like it, right? Look what we're talking about in the comments. We're talking about everything else but the game. We're talking about McNeil doing what he's doing, right? But we're talking about the prospect. We're talking about Acuna. This is what happens when you're blowing out a team. And this is really what we needed. I'm sorry, the Mets fans needed a mental break. And they got it last night. It's looking like it's going to end up being a mental break today with not stressing over a game. And that is exactly what we want. We're finally getting what we're asking for from this team when it comes to just tacking on runs. Don't give them any opportunity to come back in a ball game. Don't let it be a couple of runs and then you struggle. Because the Mets have problems, not just running in scoring position, but they'll score runs early in the game. Then they'll be in the middle of the game where it's like 4 or 5 innings where they really don't do anything. And then the game gets close because the team that they're facing start to come back and tack away at the lead. And then we got to fight back and hold the game or try to fight back to win the ball game offensively late in the game. So this is where the Mets just got to continue to attack on runs, make it a no contest, right? Like they were just talking about in the broadcast, get Lindor out of the game. Probably right now, maybe after this inning, you get another couple of runs, put this game out of the, in that win column, get Lindor off his feet. He'll have the rest of the game to relax, and tomorrow the off day before the Mets head home and play their homestand. So that's exactly and the pitching matchups. We got Cannon, Peterson, and Senga going against Gore, Irvin, and Soroka against the Nationals at home. So it's the pitching matchups you want against a Nationals team that's been a lot better, but still not a great team. So I would get Lindor out of here, to be quite honest with you. Get him off his feet. Again, it's crucial to keep Lindor healthy here. I know he wants to play, but sometimes Mendoza got to put his foot down and say, listen, you got to rest that foot, man. That toe can cause problems later in the year. It's not going to heal very quickly, especially when you're playing every day. Here we go, guys. Top of the fifth, 8-0 Mets. Brett Beatty up at the plate.
Shane Beatty. Slap on the wrist here.
Beatty's flied out and grounded out. He swings and misses at a fastball for Vodnik. Well, Victor Vodnik started out in the Braves organization. He was traded at the deadline 2 years ago when the Braves picked up Pierce Johnson. Pierce Johnson has had himself a rough weekend. He had the walk-off wild pitch on Friday. He gave up the walk-off two-run homer to Matt Chapman yesterday. Part of the Braves' 6-game losing streak. The Braves up there at 2-2 Beatty.
Braves season's on the precipice.
They've lost 6 in a row. They're 9 games under 500. They came into the 13 games behind the Mets. So they've got to get it turned around soon. That's to see them in a couple of weeks. Chopper back toward the mound, and Vodnik's got it. The underhand is left to Marcia just in time. Boy, he waited a long time and threw it awfully softly as Beatty was running that ball out.
Too far away to be underhand. Well, not really. A good hustle by Beatty.
Yeah. Well, see it. Never know what might happen. One out, here's Alvarez. Drove him a run with a second inning single. So the Mets have hit 3 home runs again today. Their 6th game with the Rockies this year. And in 5 of the 6, they've hit 3 home runs.
Well, you're talking about a pitching staff it's not the worst in baseball, but it's certainly the worst ERA in the National League.
Scooble is nasty.
As many home runs as the Dodgers have. Alvarez skies this one along the right field line. Freeman coming over into foul territory, reaching out. Can't get it.
Ouch. Yeah, that hurt.
About to get to the sidewall. Ball eludes him, and Alvarez has a life.
He ran a long way for this, and it's right up against the wall. No, nothing's going right for the Rockies.
No error on the play. Alvarez back in with an 0-2 count. And he takes the fastball just off the corner. 1-2.
What I've seen from Trainer back there behind the plate, he doesn't call that high strike. That borderline strike he gives to the hitter. He's been consistent.
Billy Trainer, first major league plate. He's umpired all 3 games in this series, his first 3 in the major league.
And as I stated, here we are in the 5th, he's calling a good game.
We were talking to Carlos Mendoza about it yesterday, and he said, sometimes those younger umpires, sometimes the better umpires.
He didn't have a lot of good things to say about those older umpires.
Some of them, he's
not all of them. No names mentioned.
It does appear, though, that despite some player trepidations, that the ABS system that we used in spring training this year is going to be implemented next season. So that will certainly keep the home plate umpires a little more honest. And a swing and a miss. Good change up there by Vodnik to strike out Alvarez. And that's the second out. So Vodnik's retired the first 2. From the last inning, Juan Mejia retired the first 2, then gave up back-to-back hits and a 3-run homer to McNeil. There's Lindor, who's got 0 for 3 today. And it's a little early, but I would think it's at least a possibility that Lindor takes this at bat and then calls it a day. 8-0 in this ballpark is not quite like 8-0 at CeeLo. Popped up and fouled around. They still out of play. 0-2. So we'll see what Carlos Mendoza decides. Off day tomorrow for the Mets after they fly home tonight. This is the final of 10 games in 10 days for the Mets. That's post foul. Then they play 6 in a row. The 3 with the Nats, 3 with the Rays, and then another off day the following Monday. So they won't have to add a 6th starter because the guy they're trying to protect with the 6th starter is Senga. Senga doesn't pitch until the 3rd game against Washington. So he would get the extra day before his following start in Atlanta.
It'll be 3 in Atlanta and 3 in Philadelphia, correct?
Right. Although his Philly games are just a rumor as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, we're not going to be working, are we?
We'll do all 3 games in Atlanta, though.
Be there. You get the team up on the homestand with Ronnie again. Reunite.
And it feels so good. 3-9. 2-2. Swing and a miss down with a high fastball. So Botnick strikes out there and a 1.
All right, so Mets don't score in the 5th. Still 8-0 Mets with 11 hits. And the Rockies coming to the plate in the bottom of the 5th, guys. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Mets Watch Party live on the channel. If you're watching on X, thank you for watching. And if you're watching on Twitch, this has been a new occurrence here on the channel, putting more streams on Twitch. So make sure you follow me on Twitch as well. Everything's in the description as well, to follow me and subscribe on Twitch as well. For a few people actually asked me about that. So I'm like, yeah, why not? So sooner or later, I'm going to be doing streams. I'm not going to do streams during watch parties on TikTok, but I will be doing pre-games, post-game shows, Mets Talk Lives, series recaps, series preview videos, and lives on TikTok, as well as I've been getting a lot of comments asked about doing that. So I'm definitely going to start doing that as well. I'm going to start posting more on TikTok as well, as obviously that's a great platform to get more followers, get more subscribers, and all that fun stuff as well. So make sure you follow me on TikTok, which is right up at the top of your screen, TMWR_NYM. And if you're not following me on X, it's TMWRNYM. Very easy with the letters. Obviously, Talking Mets and Rob here. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you subscribe. Later tonight at 8 p.m., me and Chris, we can't do a post game right after the game, but we're going to be doing a series recap later tonight around 8 o'clock. And we'll talk about the series. We'll talk about the upcoming series against the Nationals and the Rays on the homestand. And just, break down today's game and break down the series and break down the road trip overall. So once again, tune in. Many streams today on the channel. Pre-game I just did an hour before the game. We're doing a watch party right now. And later at 8 o'clock, we'll be doing a series recap with myself and Chris, the kind of a de facto post-game. Bottom of the 5th, 8-0 Mets. Here we go.
Dan Hilliard leads off in the whole 5th. And takes a slider low and into ball 1 from Tylor Megill. Will walk coming in the 2nd, but has not given up a hit over the first 4 innings. Of course, Tylor has started a no-hitter before. That's 2nd no-hitter, and their most recent. Megill was the starting pitcher in that game. 4 relievers followed. I believe it was 155 pitches total, which I believe is a record for most pitches in a no-hitter.
And that's the first hit of the ball game for the Rockies.
Well, down and in slider that's had too much plate. Pick it up from the side. Well, he really, the head of his bat, the barrel of his bat really goes on the other side.
That goddamn breaking ball. Throw your fastball. You're up by 8 runs.
Well, for Hilliard, Hilliard, his third extra base hit and 6 at-bats in this series. He continues to be a big pest against the Mets. And our runner in scoring position for Orlando Arcia struck out his first time up.
Come on.
Arcia starting his 6th game for the Rockies since the Braves let him go and the Rockies signed him. And a bouncing ball off his foot, a foul ball. 1-2. 1-1. Have we wished happy birthday yet to John Gibbons?
Is it his birthday?
Happy birthday, Gibby. 63 candles today for the Mets bench coach. And a chase for strike 2. Just glad Gibby's still younger than I am.
Next Sunday is Father's Day. It's our day.
Somebody's day.
It's our day.
1-2 from Megill to Arcia. He fouls away. It's also Blade Tidwell's birthday today. Blade who made his big league debut with the Mets earlier this year. He's 24 today. 24 is a lot more manageable than 63.
63 is a lot more manageable than 71.
Yeah, but look what a spry 71 you are. Arcia turns with a foul. Is Gibby?
There he is. Happy birthday, John. You know what they always say, this game will keep you young.
You feel that that's happening? You know, as though there are some seasons that have aged me, 10 years for every 12 months. Fly ball out to left.
Should be a pop-up.
He's there and puts it away for the out. Hilliard holds it second, one away. So Arcia retired. Now Braxton Fulford, rookie catcher. I'll say that really is a mouthful. Braxton Fulford.
Yep. Well, the last name is difficult. Fulford.
But if it was Joe Fulford, it wouldn't be quite as complex as Braxton Fulford. Feels though he should.
Sorry, Christopher. No haters on ice, but I just want the win. That's it.
Cal Reggie Fortune.
There was a very famous Major Lieutenant General of the Confederate Army, Braxton Bragg.
I thought you were going to tell me Fulford. Outside, it's 1-1. Well, Braxton Fulford is a Texan. Went to Texas Tech. 6th round pick by the Rockies in 2021, making his 3rd big league start today. If you are young, there is opportunity for you in these hills. Grounded to short, can't get to it. It's up the middle for a base hit, and the Rockies are dead the scoreboard. Braxton Fulford with his 2nd career run back in. Hilliard comes up to score, and it's 8-1.
And that'll give them Rocky fans something to cheer about.
That's the kind of play where if Lindor was fully healthy, maybe he beats it.
I think he keeps it in the infield. It's a tough play to throw the runner out. And that's only the 4th run that the Mets pitching has given up in this series, which is pretty remarkable.
Tyler Freeman grounded out to short his first time up. Swings a Mississippi slider. 0-2. The Dodgers are trying to avoid getting swept by the Cardinals. LA leading 7-3 in the 8th inning. Tommy Edman, 3 RBIs today.
Oh, against his old mates.
Kershaw started that game, gave up only 1 earned run over 5 innings. Big drip. Tylor Megill. 1-2. Out of the way. When we were kids, drip was not a nice thing to call someone.
No, you were.
Well, Ryan, I think McGill's going to get out of this rotation when Montas comes back, to be honest with you.
Statement. Now, into a well-dressed individual. Got good drip. One-two coming. And that's up and in. 2-2 to Freeman.
You know, we talk about Tylor being all just loping around, one speed. He even chews his gum once. Very lackadaisical speed.
He moseys. That's the word. It's kind of like a gunslinger in the Old West, losing in town. They pick up the draw.
He's like one of those characters in a Faulkner novel down in the deep south. You know Tylor is not a southerner.
No, he's a California kid all the way. So California cool. 7th pitch of the at-bat to Freeman. And the slider misses low and away, full count. First troublesome inning for Megill. Did walk a couple back in the second, but got out of that with ease.
You like to get double play here, get in the dugout.
Come on, Tyler, no walks.
And Freeman draws a walk. So the Rockies have something brewing to run home in the inning. 2 aboard at the top of the batting order coming up. And Jeremy Hefner heading out to the mound.
This is that 5th inning when he got an 8-run lead, now 7-run lead, but he started the 5th with an 8-run lead, and you get 3 outs and you're the pitcher of record. I have a question for you since they're chatting out there.
Sure. Ask me anything.
Where did the word dugout come from?
Well, I guess because it's below ground and it's dug out of the ground.
I've never thought of that before, but you got an 8-0 game. My mind wanders.
Well, I like what you're doing. See how it's lower than the rest of the field? It's
that makes
dug
sense.
out. Not to change the subject, but weeknights at 7 and Sunday nights at 11, tune in to New York Sports Nation Nightly and stay up to date on all the local sports news with Goose, Biggie, and the entire Pix 11 sports team. Here's Jordan Beck, who struck out and flying to left 0 for 2. And we get this away with a fastball for ball 1.
Come on, Tyler. We'll be messing around now.
Mets do have plenty of long relief help if they need it, with both Paul Blackburn and Brandon Wandell fully rested. And that's skimmed down to first. A lot of spin, and it goes by. A lot of sun into right field. That'll bring it a run. Fulton comes in to score, pulling it at second with an RBI double is Beck. And the Rockies have 2 runs home here in the 5th. A spinner that just curled its way into right field for a softly hit double.
It's very rare you don't just. It's a sidewinder. Those take a funky bounce. It takes those do side. They're like sidewinders. Oh, look at that bounce. It went left. You never get a true bounce on that sidewinder.
Wow.
2 runs are home. Runners at second and third with 1 out. The Rockies with a chance to get right back in this game. Ryan Ritter, the batter. He swings at this as a fastball, nothing to 1.
Well, there you see that.
Really, nothing Pete Alonso can do there. That's just a bad spinning bounce.
And
It's crazy.
Like top.
Rutter's been up twice, struck out both times, looking in the first, swinging in the third. Rockies with 2 runs on 4 hits here in the 5th after Megill had held them without a hit for the first 4.
Tell you what, Beck was flying there. You very seldom do you see a double on a ball that's a squibber in the outfield, in front of the outfielders.
Well, but that happens here because they have to play so deep.
Yep.
And if that ball is dying in the short outfield, it takes a long time for the right fielder to get to the ball.
You remember how long ago it was? Was it in the 90s when the Rockies said, okay, we're going to play our outfielders shallow because the ball gets up in the air, it's going to go out. Or that didn't work out.
Yeah, now Ritter's hit
Jesus Christ.
Now that loads up the bases. So everything's starting to fall apart for Megill. There's nobody throwing as yet in the Mets bullpen, but that may change shortly.
Here's the speed. Well, he thinks he's got a single, and all of a sudden, he turns the Jets on it, and that's easy. He's not even going 100%. He can run.
So now the bases are loaded with 1 out. And Hunter Goodman coming to the plate. Goodman DHing today after catching the first 2 games of the series. It struck out and grounded out.
I don't want to let this team back in this game.
And Goodman gets under the breaking ball and flies it into shallow.
Come on, Brandon, get there.
For Nimmo.
Good job.
To make the catch. No tag. And that's the 2nd out.
It's a big out. 1 more to go.
So Megill still has to deal with Tylor Estrada, who has grounded out and flied out over 2. Jose Castillo is up in the Mets bullpen. He finished off the game last night. He'd be called upon to try and finish this inning if need be. Estrada fouls one back. You got Ryan McMahon on deck. And now Paul Blackburn up alongside him. Blackburn would probably be warming up to come in the next inning. He's a starting pitcher, probably needs longer to get himself ready. Castillo preparing to finish this inning if Megill can't get Estrada. Bases loaded, 2 out. And Estrada pops up the breaking ball. Alonso back, McNeil over, and it's McNeil.
Yeah, all right.
And so Megill, after getting 2, strands the bases.
All right, so got a little fishy in the bottom of the 5th, giving up 2 runs, couple of hits. Obviously, no hitters done, but got out of the bases loaded jam there with 2 pop-ups. And, yeah, that's Megill, Paula, 100%. That 5th inning is always an issue for Tylor Megill. And, he got out of it, gave up a couple of runs. He challenged the guys once the runners are on base, so that's a little bit better of a sign. But he got out of it, which is nice. 6-run lead still for the New York Mets, going to the top of the 6th. But, especially in this ballpark, you got to be careful. Nothing you can do. Like, it wasn't Tylor Megill's fault that ball was had topspin on it. Like, it was a ground ball. And nothing Alonso can do at that point because, well, that ball had the topspin and it was there and then it bounced on the opposite side of him. You can't do nothing about that. So he did get the ground ball he needed. Just it was an unfortunate ground ball that Megill got to Alonso that went past him because it was had some topspin on it. But giving up 2 runs, and again, when you got a big lead like that, you got to be aggressive as a pitcher, especially in a tight spot. The hitter's going to try to do too much, which was clearly the case. They were trying to hit the ball over the wall, and he got it done. Gave up 2 runs. Again, when you get a big lead, you're not going to try to walk so many people. You got to go after people, and he did that, and he did the job. So we still got a 6-run lead. Mets just got to tack on a couple more runs here, make it a little bit better, make me a little bit more happier, and a little bit more calm, and no frustration. That would be nice. So we are going into the top of the 6th, 8-2 Mets. Once again, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to please hit on that like button, guys. New to the channel, say what's up in the chat and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on X, head over to YouTube really quickly to subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching on Twitch, do the same thing, please. And later tonight at 8 p.m., me and Chris are going to be doing a series recap, basically a de facto post-game show later in the day, a couple hours from now. So make sure you tune in for that as well. Top of the sixth, 8-2 Mets.
And he takes the pitch high. It's 2-0. Soto and Alonso to follow. While Blackburn continues to work in the Mets bullpen. So it would appear as though he's going to be coming off the bottom of the sixth after Megill threw 29 pitches in that fifth inning. And 5 may be enough for Tylor today. And with Blackburn fully stretched out, he might be able to finish the game if all goes well. Taken outside by Nimmo, and it's 3-1. Vodnik worked a 1-2-3 fifth inning. He'll get debriefed by Jeremy Hefner. And Nimmo pops one up into shallow left, and Beck eases over. Health report brought to you by Hospital for Special Surgery. Frankie Montas working toward a return, but his last couple of rehab outings have been shaky. Gave up 4 home runs the previous one, 3 runs in 3 2/3 today. He's going to make at least one more rehab start. Since they're in no rush, their starting pitching has been fantastic.
Keep winning, Gare, and they can just take their time and be very conservative. You know, if they were not playing as well, it would be a little more dicey. But they're playing terrific. The pitchers have picked it up. Obviously, that's the best ERA in baseball. They've been fabulous.
So they'll take it all the way. It's 2-0. Juan has 3 hits already today. His second 3-hit game in this series. And there's a call strike. Sean Manai made his first rehab start the other day. He's going to make his second, I think, on Tuesday. So he's starting to work his way back, but he's still got a few weeks to go. Montas is closer, but his results have not been good. And that was taken low. A little bit of a shuffle by Soto. And it's 3-1. He never just takes a pitch. He just takes it with style. And he foul tips that fastball at 98 miles an hour, 3-2. So looking for his first 4-hit game as a Met. He's had 9 games in his career of 4 or more hits. 1 5-hit game. And he takes a walk instead, so he's on base for the 4th time today. His 53rd walk of the year, the most in the National League. First base runner against Vodnik after he had retired 4 straight.
A rematch here after the stare down.
No, it was Agnos, wasn't it?
That's right, it was Agnos. My mistake.
Agnos, Vodnik, all these names that could be
Agnos.
Bond villains. Swing and a miss, nothing in 1. Oh, Alonso connected in the 3rd.
Yeah, I've got a slider up towards the end of the bat, and still, look at that. He is 13th run driven in on this road trip. He has really carried this team. He's been the big bopper.
Home run number 242. Tying it with David Wright for second on the Mets all-time list, 10 behind Darryl Strawberry.
He's been the 12 o'clock rocker here. Big bop.
Chantilly lace. Left side one foul. Jeff McNeil already has 2 home runs today. He's on deck. Jeff's never had a 3 home run game. What better place to do it than here?
So who's saying 12 o'clock rock? That's
You mean rock around the clock?
Yeah.
Don't Elliott his comments. Hanging outside 1-2.
How can I forget that?
Pete spits on the slider, and it's 2-2.
Just watching Pete hit day in, day out. He takes pitches. He's got good knowledge of the strike zone. He's a good two-strike hitter. He is just really, really, Gary, coming to his own.
Well, certainly the chase is way down from last year. And his last couple of pitches were pitches that he was offering at frequently with 2 strikes last season. We just haven't seen it as much. Second straight full count for Klodnik with Soto at first and 1 out. And Alonso hits a double play ball to Ritter. Estrada with the turn. 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. Middle of the 6th.
All right, so the Mets do not score in the top of the 6th, going to the bottom of the 6th. 8-2 Mets, 6-run lead for our New York Mets. As it looks like Tylor Megill is out of the game. Looks like Paul Blackburn is going to come in relief. And if all goes well, Blackburn will pitch the rest of the game. And the Mets saved their bullpen today. They saved their bullpen for the most part yesterday. And you got an off day tomorrow. So you have basically 3 days of not overusing your bullpen going into the start of the homestand on Tuesday against the Nationals. So that would be very helpful if Paul Blackburn can finish this game with no hiccups so we don't have to use anybody else in the bullpen and give guys a much-needed extra rest going into the off day tomorrow, heading back home. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this stream, hit that like button, guys. New subscriber to the channel, say what up in the chat, give you a shout out. If you're on X watching this, if you're on Twitch watching this, head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing a series recap later today with my co-host Chris, who does pre and post for me as well. And we'll go over the series. We'll go over this game. We'll go over the next series against the Nationals and all that good stuff as well. So make sure you tune in later tonight at 8 p.m. for the series recap show tonight. And just a little FYI for everybody and a little more information. I finally figured out what I'm going to do with memberships. So if you already are a member, listen up. There probably will be changes. There will be special videos throughout the week, probably 1 video a week for members, just going over the week of games and all that fun stuff as well. Going to be doing more giveaways over the course of the next couple of months for members as well. And it's going to be a whole new lineup of membership. It's going to be just one membership, not multiple memberships, where it's all going to be one price, and you're going to get multiple things. You're going to get new emoji stickers. You're going to get a chance to win free giveaways. You're going to get a weekly video of series recaps for the week, and so much more. So make sure you look out for that over the next week or so if you're a member or thinking about becoming a member of the channel. Bottom of the 6th, 8-2 Mets. Here we go with Paul Blackburn on the mound.
On 83 starts, he pitched a gem in the first game of the road trip in Los Angeles. 5 scoreless innings in his first appearance of the season.
Yeah, 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. And complete command, too. He really had a command of all his pitches. It was very impressive.
Man has walked and grounded out. Blackburn gets his first strike in there. 2-1. Mondays out against the Dodgers, the culmination of quite a comeback for Paul Blackburn. Last year had a season for short. Got hit on the hand by a line drive in San Diego. Then he developed a spinal fluid leak that would eventually require surgery.
Yeah. Serious.
That was pretty scary. And he developed knee inflammation coming into spring training. So it's been a long time between outings, and he came back firing. And the curveball strikes out McMahon. And he's got
I think he got a piece of it, yeah.
So McMahon has It's in there.
That's that curveball for the left-handers he drops on the back door. It's a very effective pitch for Blackburn.
And lives off. 3-2. Seth Halverson, next man up in the Rockies bullpen.
He got tagged for a home run in that series at home, if I recall.
And McMahon laces one to the right for a base hit. So McMahon has his 4th hit in this series, a leadoff single in the 6th. Tylor Megill allowed 2 runs over 5 innings tonight. Those are the updated numbers for the Mets' primary starters. Just a spectacular run for this group. 4 of them under 3, 1 of them under 2. Megill not too shabby in his own right.
Yeah, anything under 4. I mean, 3.86 earned run average is 3 runs every 7 innings.
Sam Hilliard tries to stop the swing when around the cutter, 0-1. So Megill threw 82 pitches over 5 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, a hit by pitch. And he's a pitcher of record on the wrong side in an 8-2 game. Hilliard had the first hit against Megill, a double into the right field corner in the 5th inning. He's also drawn a walk. He's 3 for 6 in this series with 3 extra base hits. Hilliard plays off the breaking ball in the dirt, 1-2.
So on this outing right here early for Blackburn, he hasn't found the range on that curveball. It's been a little bit in the dirt with it.
A lot of cutters to the left-hand batters in Los Angeles.
Shook off Alvarez twice.
Tried the curveball and missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let's get Blackburn a full inning plus to warm up for this relief outing. His first since 2023.
Come on.
This is down with the changeup. And it's 3-2, so back-to-back full counts for Paul.
Yeah, he's throwing a lot of secondary pitches. You don't want to give a free pass here with a 6-run lead.
And Hilliard with a half swing on the cutter and fouled it off. Orlando Arcia, the on-deck batter. Blackburn just trying to get settled in here. And takes the breaking ball high for ball 4.
Come on.
A single and a walk to start the 6th inning. Not what Blackburn had in mind. And now Arcia comes up with 2 men on. And the plan here for Carlos Mendoza was clear. He wants to save his bullpen. Let Blackburn go 3 or 4 innings and soak up the rest of this game. He's finding different ways to be entertained.
These kids are, where's the parental control here?
As long as there's no fighting or biting or scratching or clawing, we're okay.
Someone keep an eye on that little guy right there.
I think his sister's got it under
Yeah.
control.
Whoop.
Okay, run over. He looks adventurous though. Some kids have tuned into the game. Here's Arcia, who struck out and flying out. 2 on and nobody out. And first pitch curveball in for a strike, 0-1. Marcio playing in his 6th game for the Rockies. Just 3 for 19 since joining Colorado. He fell back fastball, and it's 0-2.
No, Chris, that's actually in the game. They were showing like a play area for kids. So they had a camera right there. So you heard the kids.
Marcio takes the curveball down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braxton Fulford, the catcher and number 8 hitter, is on deck.
It's that caramel popcorn. I like that.
Well, yeah.
Who cares?
Bouncing ball toward the middle. McNeil gets to it. Steps on the back.
Yeah, all right. Good job.
Beautifully done by McNeil. He knew just how much time he had and took his time and got the 4-4-3 double play.
Well,
Good job, Jeff.
Defensively, he's so versatile.
Great job. He didn't panic at all.
He's second baseman, and he's a good corner outfielder.
I can hold his own in center field when necessary.
That's true. I forgot his. He absolutely.
So 2 on McMahon at 3rd, and on Braxton Fulford, who had an RBI single in the last inning. And he takes a slider for a strike, 0-1. Fulford's RBI was the 2nd of his major league career, his 2nd hit. The first one was a home run. And he yanks that one foul. 0-2. It's nothing to get a pitcher back into a game like a double play.
Yep, it's the pitcher's best friend.
And out of the bullpen, an unaccustomed spot for Blackburn.
Yep.
Struggles with his command. All of a sudden, gets that ground ball for 2 outs, and he's right where he needs to be. Ahead on Fulford, 0-2.
Got him.
He struck him out with the curve.
All right. Good job.
So Blackburn with a double play and a strikeout gets her out of trouble in the 6th.
All right, guys. So Blackburn gets out of trouble there in the bottom of the 6th. Top of the 7th coming up. Mets lead 8-2. And once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Mets Watch Party here on the channel, on X, and on Twitch. Getting to the top of the 7th. Mets still have a 6-run lead and on the verge of sweeping the Colorado Rockies before they head home. 6 games to play the Nationals and the Rays. Once again, guys, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. On X, on Twitch, head on over to YouTube to subscribe to the channel. Doing in-game lives, hopefully more often. Hopefully a lot more over the next couple of months. Obviously, me and Chris do pre-game and post-game shows. I do Mets Talk live shows, usually to recap the weekly series during the week. Also, tonight, 8 p.m., me and Chris going to be doing a series recap of the Rockies series, talking about the road trip, talking about the upcoming homestand against the Nationals and the Rays. And, make sure you tune in at 8 o'clock tonight and hear our thoughts and opinions about the series, about the road trip, and much more on the show. And make sure you subscribe to Chris's channel as well, True Mets Talk with TP. He is obviously my co-host for the shows, pre and post, and of course other shows as well. So make sure you tune in for that as well. Once again, guys, we're going to the 7th, 8-2 Mets. Mets got out early to an 8-0 lead. Rockies got a couple of runs. Mets had basically 11 hits since like the 4th inning and did their job, doing what they're supposed to do. A nice little couple of tack-on runs would be really nice. Got 3 hits from Soto today, 4 RBIs from McNeil with 2 home runs, 2 RBIs with 2 hits for Alonso, 1 hit, 1 RBI for Tyrone Taylor, and Mauricio 1 hit and 1 RBI as well to round out the total of 8 runs for the New York Mets to 2 for the Rockies. Top of the 7th, Mets up. Here we go.
Hawaiian shirt giveaway, Dave.
You ever think of making a ponytail of your beard?
No. Oh, wow, I didn't notice it.
Could you not?
Looks like a dagger.
I'm thinking how many years this is taking to get to that point. So here's McNeil, 2 home runs already today. Alverson's first 99-mile-an-hour fastball skips to the backstop. Alverson's got that kind of an arm.
Who got the home run off him in New York? Someone tagged him for a home run. It was his only blemish. It's a hard thrower.
That was Megill.
Yep.
Opposite field.
Uh-oh.
McNeil drives this one to right center. 3-man racing back.
That's going to be a double. Oh, maybe a triple. Yeah, it's a double. There we go.
Extra base end of the day. A leadoff double in the 7th.
Boy, oh boy, if Jeff can get it rocking.
All right, Jeff.
Just another
3 for 3.
weapon in the lineup. Same spot, Garrett. All 3 hits right in the same spot, out over the middle, right about belt high.
You know, Jeff under the radar has been doing a terrific job ever since he was activated a month into the season. Coming into the day, his OPS was 805, and it's better.
Well, Chris, he also
today with 2 home runs and a double.
just didn't
Mauricio takes a fastball for
throw strikes at all.
Ronnie's been on base 3 times today, 2 singles and a walk. Stolen a base, he scored 2 runs. After his tape measure home run last night. If you missed it, it was a thing of beauty.
It was a bomb. An effortless swing. Third deck off the face of it.
That's legit. Right there. And Alverson blows him away upstairs at 101. And that's the first out of the inning.
Up out of the strike zone, up and away fastball. He's a hard
Yeah,
throw.
Ryan, it's kind of crazy.
No, it's a strike too. That's a good letter strike.
So 1 out, now Tyrone Taylor, who doubled in a run back in the 3rd, 1 for 2 and a walk. And Alverson bounces a slider, and Wolford does a nice job of blocking. Seth Halverson, the 3rd Tennessee volunteer to hit the field for the Rockies today. Their starting pitcher, Chase Dolander. Starting left fielder, Jordan Beck, and Halverson all played together at Tennessee, along with a couple of Mets prospects. They were all on the same team together. It's carved out. Blake Tidwell was on that Tennessee team. Mentioned him, it's his birthday today. Todd Hilton played in Tennessee.
Yes, he did.
And Drew Gilbert, the Mets' young center fielder, also played in Tennessee. In fact, Gilbert and Jordan Beck were roommates at Tennessee.
Todd Hilton, a recent inductee in the Hall of Fame, and deservedly so. Todd Hilton. There is his numbers.
And at one time, the starting quarterback in Tennessee ahead of Peyton Manning.
Yes, he was. I think this was his sport, obviously. And what's interesting about Todd's career is that he also, it's not overloaded Coors Field numbers. He was also fabulous on the road.
And there's strike 3 called. Slider on the outside corner gets Taylor looking, so back-to-back strikeouts for Halverson. 2 out of the inning. And now Brett Beatty, who's gone 0 for 3 today, 3 for his last 29.
Did they retire Larry Walker up here? You know?
I would think
I
so.
would think they would. He's in the Hall of Fame, and deservedly so.
Certainly is. He was one of the Blake Street
He
Bombers.
was a great player. And he had great years in Montreal.
There it is.
Yep, there they are. It's almost a 368 and 98 to win the batting title. It's almost unfair when you have hitters of that quality, such great hitters that can play 81 games here.
Uh-oh. Get out, baby. Yeah, all right, Brett.
Brett Beatty breaks out of the slump with a 2-run homer. 7th home run of the year for Beatty. And the Mets now leading 10.
There we go.
Their 4th home run of the day.
There we go.
Middle down.
All right, Brett. A little more insurance.
Maybe that'll get Beatty going.
There we go. On a slider that did not slide.
And he jumped all over it.
There we go. 10-2 Mets.
Now I would consider taking Lindor after being there.
424 feet worth of home run for Beatty. Is that his first home run on the road this year?
I don't know.
It might be. Go check that. I think his first 6 all came at home. There's Alvarez. Drove in a run back in the second with a base hit. 1 for 3 on the day.
Pitcher never he knows. You know, when someone connects in this ballpark, it's pretty much automatic.
Some things you just don't want to look at. Oh. Out that ball off the fence in front of the Rockies dugout. Well, they didn't have fences in front of the dugouts.
Yes, my whole career.
Yeah.
You had to pay attention to there. And remember, as we discussed earlier, dugout is below. You hit your head, because your legs are protected because they're covered.
Take it the other
That's
way.
a base hit. There we go.
A lot of Alvarez's hits on this road trip have gone to right field. It's his second hit today.
He's definitely trying to stay back and go the other way, and as he should.
So 3 hits in the inning against Halverson. The Mets have 14 hits on the day. And ball got loose. So now Lindor will come up for the 5th time. He's got 0 for 4 today. A couple of strikeouts and a couple of ground balls. The Mets with 4 home runs today, matching their season high. And that was Beatty's first road home run of the year. And Lindor takes a fastball at 101 that just misses for ball 1.
103 on the base hit to Alvarez.
Pitch or the
pitch? No, it was the pitch.
Lindor.
Well. 10-2 here.
Now Lindor lifts one out to left, and Beck hasn't lined up. And that retires the side, but Beatty's 2-run.
That retires the inning, but not before the Mets get those 2 runs back by a Beatty 2-run homer to right center. Mets lead 10-2, going to the bottom of the 7th. 14 hits for our New York Mets, and they're coasting closer and closer to a victory and a series sweep of the Colorado Rockies. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Mets Watch Party right here on the Channel X and on Twitch. Hopefully, we are talking later today at 8 p.m. with the series recap, myself and Chris, about a series sweep, about a 5-2 road trip, 18 games over 500, and the New York Mets having a 4.5 game lead in the NL East as the Phillies are falling apart at the seams. As the New York Mets, about less than 2 weeks ago, were in 2nd place, and the Phillies took over the division. And just like that, by some good baseball once again by the New York Mets, and winning series, winning games, and the Phillies falling apart at the seams, the Mets take over the division and gain a 4.5 game lead. If the score holds, Mets will have a 4.5 game lead in the division with game 66 of the season at an end. And the Mets are hitting closer to the 70 game mark. Got 2 months until the deadline. A lot can happen from that time. About another 60 games or so before the deadline. And you'd be 120 plus games in with about 45 to 50 games to go. and you'll see what the Mets might need at the deadline. But overall, nobody can really complain. I know it's been frustrating with runners in scoring position and the runs scored. They scored 8 yesterday. They're right now at 10 runs with 2 more innings still to come up to the plate. But they've been finding ways to win, guys. And they just come up big when they need to. And you don't become 18 games over 500 by luck. I don't care what anybody says. So overall, it's been great. And they got to continue that. And, just with the dominant pitching that they have, they're playing better on the road, which is always a good sign. And we got to make sure they continue that. And if the offense continue to get better and better like they have in this series, and I know it's Colorado, I know it's the worst team in baseball, but it's still nice to see the New York Mets doing what they have to do to win series, win ball games, and continue on the road. I have to change this stream for a second because it's going in and out. So give me a second, guys. Might miss missing at bat. Oh, give me 1 second. It's got to go in and out of the app. The app sometimes, how it goes with the MLB app. So the one thing I really do hate not being in New York anymore, turning on SNY, Channel 11 or WPIX, and just getting the live feed from the channels. You got to stream the game, and things happen when you stream the game. So just give me a second. I'll have the game right back on for you. Hopefully we don't miss more than one at bat. Once again, guys, we're going to the bottom of the 7th, 10-2 Mets, as you see on your screen. Super chats are always available, guys. I know I don't force that issue all the time, but it's always appreciated if you do. And the Braves are losing 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th to the Giants. So we might even gain a game on the on the Braves as well. Here we go, guys. Bottom of the 7th, 10-2 Mets.
Neighborhood 3 men are Met fans.
Old Bridge, is it Collison or Collision? I really don't know. It looks like Collison to me. And, well, these guys, they like some separation in their pictures. No arms around each other for these Cadet Quad Chiefs in Ronkonkoma. Get there on the LA.
Oh, that's a good one.
The Madisonians showing off their T-ball particulars. In-game box score for the Rockies, brought to you by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. 4 hits, 3 of them against Tylor Megill, 1 of them against Paul Blackburn, who starts his 2nd inning of relief. Facing Tyler Freeman leading off at the bottom of the 7th. Blackburn worked around a single and a walk, helped out by a double play in the 6th. And Freeman takes side corner strike with a cutter, 0-1.
Lindor is out of the game now. Acuna is in.
To play shortstop with Lindor getting the rest of the day off after he took 5 at-bats. That's the 10-2 lead in the 7th. Fly ball foul, and it's 0-2 to Freeman. Jordan Beck on deck, and then Ryan Ritter for the Rockies. As the Mets attempt to sweep the season series from Colorado. They've done that once before. In 2015, they went 7-0 against Colorado. 1-2 to Freeman. Paul Blackburn's 2nd appearance of the year. 2nd inning of relief after throwing 5 scoreless innings against the Dodgers on Monday in the first game of the road trip. Really was a tone setter for the Mets in that series. He moves the fastball low. 2-2 to Freeman. Dodgers avoided the sweep by the Cardinals. They beat St. Louis today 7-3. Big day for Tommy Edman, 3 RBIs. That's ripped down the left field line by Freeman and bounces into the corner. Freeman the second, going to take the turn. He's going to stop right there with a leadoff double. So Tyler Freeman continues his hot hitting. He's now got an 8-game hitting streak.
Got a fastball in, turned on it. Down and in.
Rockies on their 5th hit of the game. And now Jordan Beck, who drove on a run with an opposite field double his last time up. Beck has gone 4 for 10 in this series. He fouls off that high curveball, 0-1. Mentioned Beck is part of that Tennessee contingent for the Rockies. First round pick out of Tennessee in 2022. A good rookie year last year, a much better year in 2025. We're observing the rest of the day. And Beck swings over a curveball, and it's 0-2. Lockburn, who was having trouble locating that curveball in his first inning, appears to be finding it. Ronnie Mauricio's future so bright. He's got to wear shades.
Hey, boo-boo. Yes, Yogi.
Popped up, shallow center. McNeil waves everybody away. And Beck retired 1 out.
What was it? Yogi and Boo Boo, and it was Ranger Rick, right? Wasn't it? The Ranger and the Yogi Bear cartoons?
I don't remember.
I do.
I just remember that Yogi liked to steal picnic baskets.
And it was Boo Boo. I mean, Boo Boo. There's Boo Boo. And I think it was Ranger Rick was the Ranger.
So, are you more a fan of Boo Boo or of Baba Louie, who was Quick Draw McGraw's sidekick?
Hey, I like Baba Louie.
I'm a big Baba Louie fan myself.
I like personally.
Although I will say, my favorite sidekick of all time was Deputy Droopalong with Ricochet Rabbit.
I wasn't a Ricochet Rabbit fan.
Really?
No, I
Bing,
wasn't.
bing, bing.
No, I wasn't.
No?
Oh, it was Ranger Smith, not Ranger Rick. Okay. And I loved it when Quick Straw became El Cabano.
Right.
I loved it. It was like
That was his
Zorro.
alter ego.
He was Zorro.
To another Ryan Ritter, who's 0 for 2. He's also been hit by a pitch. And a swing and a miss and a good curveball, and it's 2-1.
Oh. I just was informed that Yogi Bear made his debut in '58 on the Huckleberry Hound show. I remember Huckleberry Hound.
Well, you know that Yogi Bear, of course, was inspired by Yogi Berra, who was,
Right.
of course, a star in the 50s, 3-time MVP, 10-time World Series champion,
No
and
fooling.
thus begat Yogi Bear.
A D-Day veteran as well.
What I don't know is, did the human Yogi get royalties for them using his name
I don't
for
know.
a cartoon character?
That I don't know.
We'll count 3-2. You know, Yogi's granddaughter, Lindsay, did a documentary about Yogi.
Yes, I saw it. It was wonderful.
Fantastic.
It was wonderful. And Yogi, I just love Yogi. He was just such a wonderful man.
And I mean, the thrust of the documentary was pretty simple. Breaking ball popped up into shallow right. Alonso going back. McNeil coming over, and McNeil with a good angle makes the catch.
Good job, good job.
Spectacular defensive day.
He's been all over the field.
So the upshot of Lindsay's documentary was, you know, people talk all the time about Yogi and his malaprops and his funny lines, but they don't appreciate how great a player he was.
Because he was kind of, well, he wasn't in the shadows of Mantle. He was a quality player. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest catchers the game's ever had.
Right, but when people talk about him, that's not what they talk about. And I think that was the point that Lindsay was trying to make, is that he was one of the greatest players of all time. Goodman lines a base into center. That'll bring home Freeman with the third Colorado run. It's now 10-3. So Hunter Goodman with his 37th run batted in. His first in this series.
Got a breaking ball. Good spot. Good hitting off the end of the bat.
I mean, Yogi Berra was a 3-time MVP.
Yep.
He had 358 home runs. He drove in 1,430 runs. He was a catcher for the vast majority of his career. He was an 18-time All-Star. I mean, he's up there with the greats of all time.
No question.
And that was the point that Lindsay was trying to make, and it's a valid point.
St. Louis native, grew up on the Hill in St. Louis with Joe Garagiola.
And it's Joe who really made Yogi famous for all the things that he might or might not have said. Acuna fields the grounder,
and that ends the inning.
The side. Rockies get a run. It's 10.
Rockies do get a run. 10-3 Mets going to the top of the 8th. Okay from Paul Blackburn. Not spectacular, but getting the job done for the most part. And again, Paul Blackburn's got to eat the next 2 innings here. Yeah, Mets can put up a couple more runs. They do have a seven-run lead, but Blackburn needs to finish this game by any means necessary. Save that bullpen. You'll have a rest day of 2 days for the bullpen, and technically 3 days of rested bullpen because yesterday you only used 2 guys yesterday, and if you use only Blackburn today and obviously the off day tomorrow, you'll have basically 2.5 off days for your bullpen going into the homestand. And that's another thing you need because the bullpen has been used for the most part a lot. And you got to give them as much time off as possible if you can. And Blackburn can save the day. Exactly, Ryan. You just took the words out of my mouth. He can save the day here and save the bullpen, finish up this game in Colorado, get the sweep, and we can talk about it in about 2 hours. And the series recap with myself and Chris. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Mets Watch Party on the channel X on Twitch as well. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. You're on X or Twitch. Head over to the YouTube channel that is in my bios of both Twitch and on X to hit that link and subscribe to the channel. So make sure you do that while you hang out and watch the rest of the game here with the New York Mets winning 10-3 and on the verge of a sweep for our New York Mets. Thank you, George. I do appreciate that. And once again, guys, 8 p.m. tonight, series recap, myself and Chris going over the series, upcoming series, and all that fun stuff as well. As the Mets are home against the Nationals and Rays, and then head on the road to Atlanta and Philadelphia to get almost to the end of May. And hopefully they're still in a really good spot in the division by the time we get to that point. Top of the 8 coming up. Mets 10, Rockies 3. Here we go, guys.
Brandon Nimmo leads off in the 8th. Tyler Kinley is in the pitch for Colorado. The Mets have scored 10 runs today with Lindor and Nimmo at the top of the batting order going to combine 0 for 9. That doesn't happen very often.
Kinley pitched in the first game, and he was protecting a lead, a 1-0 lead, and gave up the 2-run double apiece.
To the Nimmo with Soto and Alonso to follow. If anybody gets on, Jeff McNeil gets another at bat here in the 8th. McNeil already with 2 home runs and a double, having himself a day. And Nimmo fouls off the curveball, stays in the at-bat. Chase Dollander started for Colorado with 3 innings, allowed 5 runs and 8 hits. Juan Mejia gave up 3 runs in his inning. Victor Vodnik threw 2 hitless innings, but then Seth Halverson gave up the 2-run homer to Beatty in the 7th. Mets have hit 4 home runs today, matching a season high. And Nimmo goes down swinging on the changeup. So Kinley's got a strikeout to start at the top of the 8th. Pitching lines for today's starters brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. McGill held the hitless through 4, weakened a bit in the 5th, but had a big lead at that point. Dollander's second start off the injured list did not fare well. And now Juan Soto has been on base 4 times today, 3 singles and a walk. He scored 2 runs. And he lays off the first pitch slider for ball 1. mentioned the Nats and their problem scoring. They've been held to 2 runs through 8 innings today. Against a Texas team that was running a bullpen game today. So that's 11 runs now in their last 7 games, including today. One more turned it back. Curveball misses. 2 balls and a strike.
I love that scoreboard.
And operated scoreboard, just like the old days.
Out of town scoreboard. Love it.
And it never comes down.
And it's big letters too, so everybody can read. Even it's very sensitive to the elderly that have maybe their eyesights are failing and they can see the scores, like me.
Sensitive to aging eyes. Two to Soto with Alonso on deck. And Juan lays off the slider, and it's 3-2. And Soto's on base for the 5th straight time.
Jeez.
3 singles and now 2 walks for Juan. And he's bored with 1 out in the 8th. And now Alonso coming up. So looking at that Texas-Washington game, Rangers have the lead. Corey Seager, though, is 0 for 3 in the game. He's 0 for his last 24. Corey Seager. Wouldn't think that, would you?
No.
Rangers are the lowest scoring team in the American League. The pitching's been fantastic, but they're 5 games under 500 because their offense has just been awful. Well, behind Soto in a 10-3 game in the 8th. And Alonso in a deep left field.
Goodbye.
It's out of here. And Alonso strikes again, his 2nd home run of the day. His 17th home run of the year. He goes past David Wright into 2nd place all by himself on the Mets all-time home run.
Love it.
list. A 2-run shot.
12-3 Mets.
12-3 New York.
Unreal. Unreal.
Woo! That was a big boy home run.
Wow. 4 RBIs today, 2 2-run shots.
That is 18 runs batted in his last 8 games. 17 home runs, 61 RBIs in the Mets' 66th game of the year.
15 runs batted in on this road trip. Talk about putting a team on your back. I mean, everybody's contributed, but my goodness.
It's also Pete's 23rd career multiple home run game. That is the most in Mets history. He had been tied with Darryl Strawberry.
And everybody's just getting treated very rudely. The Mets are a bunch of bullies.
Meanwhile, McNeil with 2 home runs and a double today, matching his career high with 3 extra base hits in a game. Taps one foul, and it's 1-2. The Mets have themselves an enormous wealth of talent. And with Lindor and Soto and Alonso leading the way, there is no telling how far this team can go. McNeil goes down swinging, so that's the 2nd out of the inning.
Fastball in on Pete, I believe. His catcher set up in, and he's up to the task. He just got the barrel of that. Oh, my.
That lovely click of a well-struck ball. So the Mets have hit a season-high 5 home runs today. 2 for McNeil, 2 for Alonso, 1 for Beatty. And the Mets 6 defensive outs from sweeping the season series for the Rockies with a barrage today at Coors Field. Ryan Mauricio has 2 hits and a walk, 2 for 3 on the day.
And remember when the last homestand started, Gary, it started with the White Sox, did it not? And we stated that they've got to really clean house, take advantage of this stretch. There were 6 games with the Rockies and 3 with the White Sox. And then in between was the Dodgers, and then what have they done? They've done what they've had to do.
They took 2 out of 3 from the White Sox. They swept the Rockies. They split before with the Dodgers, and now prepared to sweep the Rockies again. There's ball 4, and so Mauricio's on base for the 4th time today. Second walk of the inning for Kinley. And let's get to go home and rest up a little bit before taking on the Nationals on Tuesday night. Oh, to be young and a Met. Here's Tyrone Taylor, who's walked a double today. He's driven on a run. And he takes a slider for a strike from Kinley. Nobody throwing in the Mets bullpen. I think the game plan is for Paul Blackburn to finish this game.
Absolutely.
Oh. And Taylor gets under one in the left field. Beck is right there waiting for it. That retires the side, but Pete Alonso's.
There you go, guys. And the Mets score 2 more runs with a Pete Alonso 2-run bomb, his second of the game. Mets lead 12-3 going to the bottom of the 8th. Paul Blackburn going to continue on this mound and try to finish up the game over the next 2 innings to save our bullpen. What a performance by McNeil today. What a performance by Pete Alonso today. What a performance by Ronnie Mauricio today. And they just said it on the broadcast. That is, the Mets scored 12 runs without any contribution from Nimmo and Lindor. Soto has 2 hits, got on for the 4 times in this game, couple of walks, couple of hits. So it's just been a battery of the 5-hitter, the 3-hitter, the 4-hitter being badass today for the New York Mets, along with Ronnie Mauricio batting 6th in the lineup. So your 3, 4, 5, and 6-hitter in the lineup dominating this game today for the New York Mets. And they're putting on a hidden barrage right now as they scored 8 runs today, 12 runs so far in this game, 20 runs in 2 games. Obviously, there's one more at bat for the New York Mets in the top of the 9th. But as of right now, they scored 20 runs in 2 innings right before they head home and head into their off day before they have their 6-game homestand. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning into the Mets Watch Party on the channel. Mets 12, Rockies 3. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. 8 o'clock tonight. Series recap show with myself and Chris going over the series, going over the road trip, going over the upcoming homestand, and much, much more on the show. Hit that like button, guys. Make sure you continue to tune into the channel for all our shows throughout the months and throughout the baseball season. Bottom of the 8 coming up in Colorado. Mets lead by 8 runs. Paul Blackburn remains on the mound. Bottom of the 8th. Here we go, guys. Let's go, Mets.
We had a little water park.
No, Deb didn't. No.
We had fire hydrants when I was growing.
We didn't. We had fire hydrants, but we never monkeyed around with that. My dad was a fireman. He could kill us if we opened up.
No, they got the sprinkler caps that went on the fire hydrant.
We used to run in when the neighbors had the automatic sprinklers off the hose, and we'd run through the sprinklers.
Much more of a suburban kid. Right?
No doubt.
Paul Blackburn working his 3rd inning of relief, facing Ryan McMahon. McMahon has walked and singled today, 1 for 2. Curveball for Blackburn stays outside, 2 balls and a strike. Blackburn's given up a run and 3 hits over 2 innings. First run he's allowed this season after throwing 5 scoreless against the Dodgers in his season debut on Monday. And McMahon muscles one out to right center. Soto over the gap with Tylor, and it bounces for a base hit. Tylor retrieves it, and McMahon steps into second base with a leadoff double.
Breaking ball didn't break.
Second straight inning, the Rockies have had a leadoff double. It's flagged down by Tylor. Just keep that ball from going to the wall.
Blackburn has really struggled with his secondary pitches. He doesn't have this breaking ball like he had in Los Angeles today.
So now here's Hilliard, who's been on base 3 times with a double and 2 walks. He takes a cutter just inside for ball 1. Hilliard making just his 5th start for the Rockies, and he's had an impact. Back to a curveball fouled off, and it's 1-1. Hilliard, 7 hits and 18 at bats. 5 of his 7 hits have been for extra bases. So he's got an OPS right now, right around 1,300. And he swings and misses at a cutter. Ball 2 strikes. That was the big pitch for Blackburn against the Dodgers. He threw about 40% of the time, that cutter, especially to the left-hand batters. Orlando Arcia waiting on deck. 1-2 coming. And the curveball hit back to the mound. Blackburn's got the runner hung up, but there's nobody covering third, so he has to throw to first. He had the runner halfway between second and third, but Beatty had not broken for third base, and he wasn't going to get there, so McMahon arrives there safely.
Yeah, he was playing back in that deep position, so that left it. He couldn't get there. No chance. And shortstop. No way.
It's a simple 1-3 put out. McMahon goes to third with 1 away. Now Arcia, who's 0 for 3, struck out, flied out, grounded into a double play. What I liked there, though, was that Blackburn made the right move, which was to look at the runner, and once he realized that Beatty wasn't going to get there, he made the adjustment, knew he had enough time and threw the first
like a
base.
seasoned veteran.
Yeah. Line drive toward the left field corner. It's hooking and foul. Arcia making a bid for an extra base hit. It's a final in D.C. The Rangers beat the Nationals 4-2. So Washington will come into New York having scored 11 runs in their last 7 games. Really, the only guy who has been hitting in that lineup is James Wood. Wood was 2 for his last 19 going into the day today. 1-2. Braves down 4-3 in the 8th. He went 0 for 3 today. So he's
Well, the Braves
in
are
a slump.
Braves are reeling.
And Arcia goes down swinging.
Good pitch.
Second strikeout for Blackburn, 2 out of the inning.
Good spot. There's that. They've been fishing at that slider the entire series with Holmes, Megill, and now Blackburn. They just can't lay off that bait down on the waistline of the right-hand hitters.
Now Braxton Fulford is 1 for 3, an RBI single in the 5th. And he takes the cutter outside for ball 1. That's at 6 hits today. Nathaniel Moore had 3 of them. They'll have their best starting pitcher going on Tuesday night at the opening of that series with Mackenzie Gore throwing. 2.87 ERA. And Gore came into the day leading the National League in strikeouts.
I recall the Mets they've had success against Gore.
Yep. He's been really the only starter who's held his ground, and Kyle Finnegan, a guy they didn't really want, has had a great start out of the bullpen. Finnegan's got 18 saves, a 2.38 ERA. Remember, they non-tendered him.
He's solid.
And then they brought him back when the free agent market didn't materialize for him.
He's got really
an anchor.
He's got good stuff.
One-two coming to Fulford. He bounces that one, and Alvarez backhands it. Keep the runner at third, 2-2. That's with a pair of 2 home run games today for McNeil and Alonso. First time that's happened this year. You'll never guess the 2 guys who had multiple home runs the last time the Mets had 2 players in a game with 2 home runs. It was last year at Citi Field against the Rockies. And swinging, he went around strike 3. It was Harrison Bader and Jose Iglesias. Not the first 2 you would have thought of.
All right, guys. So Blackburn gets out of the 8th. 12-3 Mets going to the top of the 9th. Blackburn doing what he needs to do and protecting his bullpen by going out there and pitching 4 innings, well, 3 innings at this point, 6, 7, and 8, and going to pitch his 4th inning going into the 9th. So Mets are well in the lead in the top of the 9th, 12-3, 15 hits. Home runs from Beatty, 2 from Alonso, 2 from McNeil. Did I miss anybody? It was just a great hidden barrage by the New York Mets, and it's nice to see that the New York Mets has scored 20 runs in their last 2 games, and they might score more in this inning, but right now they have 20 runs in the last 2 games. And this is what you need to do, guys. This is exactly what they need to do. We wanted to see this. I don't care if they're playing the Rockies or anybody else. You need to see this from this team, and hopefully they continue this into the homestand. They've played outstanding at home this year, and ending up 5-2 on this road trip is only putting fuel on the fire, coming back home and not letting up. That is the goal of the New York Mets, on the verge of their 18 games over 500 record. And we'll put them at 42-24 on the season in their first 66 games of the year. Gain another game on the Phillies, looking like they're going to gain another game on the Braves. They would have a 4.5 game lead in the division in the month of June, ending the week, ending the road trip, 4.5 games up in the NL East, and now heading home. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Mets Watch Party. Mets Rockies, Game 3 of the series. Mets in complete control of this game. 8-run lead going to the top of the 9th. Blackburn looking like he's going to finish the game and save the bullpen. Mets offensive barrage continues today from yesterday. Top of the 9th. Here we go, guys.
Might or might not get to face Alonso here in the 9th. Brent Beatty first man up, and he takes a big rip at a fastball, 0-1.
There's his numbers right there. He's had a good season.
So the loss in the first game of the series, gave up the 2-run double to Lindor in the 9th inning on Friday. Beatty hit a 2-run homer in the 7th, his first road home run of the year, a 424-foot shot for his 7th home run of the season. Takes a splitter down, 2 balls and a strike. Alvarez on deck, then Acuna for the Mets in the 9th. Mets 12 runs and 15 hits, their 3rd highest hit total of the year. Their 3 highest hit totals this season have all come on the road. They had 21 hits in Washington in a 19-5 win in April. They had 17 hits in St. Louis, and now 15 hits today. Swing by Beatty, 3-2. Agnos, the 6th Rockies pitcher of the day. Of the first 5, only Victor Bodnik escaped unscathed with 2 hitless innings. The other 4 pitchers all gave up 2 runs or more. That's been 5 home runs today. And Beatty gets a ground ball to the right side. The pitcher's going to have to cover. Estrada throws to Agnos for 1 putout for the first out. Our next week's Picks 11 Sunday matinee will feature the Tampa Bay Rays at Citi Field. Pregame coverage will begin at 1. First pitch scheduled for 1:40 next Sunday on Pix 11. So 1 out now, Francisco Alvarez, who is 2 for 3 today, has driven a run.
That might be gone.
Center field, back goes Hilliard, back in the middle, and it's out.
Alvarez with a solo home run in the ninth. 13-3 Mets.
Alvarez with his second home run of the season.
Let's go. Woo.
The Mets' sixth
Nice to
home
see
run
that
of the
power
day.
from Alvarez.
15-3 New York.
450 feet.
450 feet worth of home
Woo.
run for Francisco Alvarez.
Wow. 16 hits for the team. Alvarez needed this fastball. And he hasn't hit one like that in a long while.
His first home run of the year was a shot down the right field line just inside the foul pole. But this one was in a long, long way. Garcia with the flip to Agnos for the second out as they get Acuna. But the Mets with a 6 home run day. Alvarez had a hit to center, a hit to right, and then unloads one to center field. And, you know, we talked about how it appears during this road trip that he's been using the middle of the field, the other side of the field.
He's trying to work that way.
Yeah. But he said at some point the power is going to come. And clearly he had a plan. It paid off here, and we'll see whether he can translate that into more.
I don't want him to feel like he has to hit home runs. He doesn't. This lineup has plenty of pop.
The top 2 spots in the Mets batting order have gone 0 for 11 today. And the Mets have scored 13 runs. Ground to the right side, and that's going to sneak through for the
All
base.
right, that's a base hit.
So 1 for 12.
17 hits for the Mets.
That's 17th hit of the game. Soto has 3 of them. He's also walked twice, so he'll come up for the 6th time. Last time the Mets hit 6 home runs in the game, you got to go back to 2021 when they hit 6 home runs in a game in Baltimore. And Soto takes fastball in the corner for a strike. There's nobody throwing in the Mets bullpen, so it looks like Paul Blackburn is going to be asked to finish this game. And if he does, he would get credit for a 4-inning save.
Yes.
You know how long it's been since the Mets had a 4-inning save? 2008. In a 12-0 win over the Nationals in 2008. Ryan Stokes worked the last 4 innings and got the save.
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember the name.
Ryan Stokes is the only Met pitcher this century to get a 4-inning save. It's the only save of Stokes' career. And Blackburn has never had a save in his career, so he'd be bidding for his first. The Mets have already had a 3-inning save this year. Remember, that was Jose Urena in Washington, the only appearance he made for the Mets. He gave him 5 runs in 3 innings and got a save. To Soto.
That would be nice, Chris.
To get Peter Crack at a 3rd home run. And Soto works the count full. Trying to get on base for a 6th time today. Race's on base percentage 10 points today from 372 to 382. And that's a way ball for us, so Soto reaches base for a 6th time. And now Alonso gets
Pete has the opportunity to hit a 3rd home run of the game.
One thing he has not yet etched on his resume. 243 home runs, second in Mets history. 23 two-home run games, but no 3 home run games. Got a chance for one now. He takes curveball for a strike, 0-1. Each barrage began in the 3rd inning today.
That's the first one, a slider, down and away, not away enough, obviously. And then a fastball in, and you turn.
Balls and strike. Well, Alonso's got a crack at a 3rd home run, and if he gets aboard, Jeff McNeil would have the same opportunity. And that's off the corner. 3 balls and a strike. Last Met to hit 3 home runs in a game was Francisco Lindor. He did it against the Yankees in 2021. And he fouls away 3-2. With his 3 hits today, Pete has raised his batting average up over 300. He's batting .302 for the year. 3-2 coming. And he goes down swinging on a high fastball.
And he strikes out.
Fires the side. Alvarez is home run.
Alvarez gets another run on the board by a moonshot, 450 feet to dead center. 13-3 Mets, 17 hits for our New York Mets. Blackburn coming in for the bottom of the, or staying in for the bottom of the ninth. If he finishes this inning, he would get a save because he pitched 4 innings in this ball game. It would be Tylor Megill to Blackburn, and that would save the bullpen rested coming into this homestand on Tuesday. And with the off day tomorrow, you would basically have 3 days because we didn't really use a lot of guys yesterday. We didn't use any guys except for Blackburn today, hopefully. And then the off day tomorrow, have a very well-rested bullpen going into our homestand on Tuesday. And you got Cannon, Peterson, and Senga against the Nationals. Guys that all can go 6+ innings with no problem, can save our bullpen even more. And the Mets are on the verge of their series sweep, 18 games over 500, gain another game in the NL East with 4.5 game lead. Hopefully gaining another game on the Braves, who are on the verge of losing. The Mets have been pouring it on today, poured it on yesterday. This is what you got to do against the worst team in baseball. Don't let up. No friends here. Just keep on doing what they're doing. And this close of winning another ball game and series sweep, and winning and sweeping the season series against the Rockies, which they should do. The Mets are beating up on bad teams. They're playing extremely well against good teams. And they have one of the best records in baseball. They are playing outstanding baseball. And now they're going to head back home where they're dominating at home. It's a perfect spot to be in for the New York Mets, heading back home to an electric Citi Field with the Nationals and the Rays coming to town. So here we go, guys. Bottom of the ninth. Paul Blackburn here, and he leads it off with a base hit. And it's going to be probably a triple.
Bases out of this. He'll turn second and head for third. And Tyler Freeman, who had a double his last time up, has a triple to lead off the ninth. The 3rd straight inning that the Rockies have led off with an extra base hit against Paul Blackburn.
Fastball away, and he went right with it. And this is a triples park.
Jordan Beck. Beck is 1 for 4. He doubled in the run in the 5th against Tylor Megill, who's pitcher of record on the long side. Megill went 5, allowed 2 runs, 3 hits. Blackburn trying to finish up from there. He's got 3 innings plus so far. Giving up a run on 5 hits. That's ripped to third, past the middle of Beatty and down the left field line. That'll bring him a run. Beck heads for second, and he's got his second double of the day. Takes a wide turn at second and goes on back. So Beck with a 2-double, 2 RBI day. That makes it 13-4 New York.
Slider. Stayed inside, middle. Blackburn just hasn't had the command of his breaking stuff.
He's given up 6 hits, and 4 of the 6 have been for extra bases. Now he faces Wyatt Ritter, who's 0 for 3. He's also been hit by a pitch. Taking off for third is Beck.
Can't do that. I mean,
We'll call that defensive indifference, so no stolen base.
Blackburn gave him a flare, but that's going to be a run that's going to be tacked on.
There was a time where if you as a base runner did that, the guy standing at the plate would wear the next pitch.
Yep. And then your teammate would be very upset with you.
To Ritter with Hunter Goodman on deck. Blackburn just looking for his first out here in the bottom of the ninth. Couldn't get Ritter to chase the slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Blackburn threw 77 pitches on Monday against the Dodgers. He's at 61 pitches right now. That's trying to keep him stretched out in case they need him to start later in the season. The Mets have other reinforcements coming, particularly with Shamanaya on the mat. Frankie Montas as well. The fastball misses low in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This is one of those games that doesn't want to die. When you're out there, you're an everyday player. You got the big lead, you've got the flight getaway day going home. You want to get in that dugout, get in the clubhouse, get showered and get something to eat. And the game just won't go away.
Little dribbler up the line, and that's going to score a run. And Brady will put it in his pocket as Beck comes in on the infield hit by Ritter, who picks up his first major league run batted in. And now it's 13-5. So the 3 straight hits against Blackburn.
Yeah, they're talking to Beck, telling him you can't do that.
The unwritten rules of the game. Somebody ought to write it down. That way everybody would know.
Should have known in college.
Hunter Goodman lines one to right field. Soto in front of it, though, makes the catch. And that finally is the first out here at the bottom of the ninth. So Blackburn giving up some ropes in this inning with that one into the glove of Soto for the first out. And now Tyro Estrada has gone 0 for 4 in this game. He takes a fastball for a strike. Mets and Nationals Tuesday night at Citi Field. Griffin Canning coming off a brilliant outing against the Dodgers. Pitches against Mackenzie Gore Tuesday night. Grounded weakly to the left side. Beatty with the charge. Bare hands and fires it.
What a play by Beatty.
Beatty with a gorgeous bare hand play for the second out.
Wow. What a play.
Brett is very adept at that bare hand. Nice play.
So the Rockies down to their final out of the day, and here's Ryan McMahon, who has 2 of their 10 hits, single and a double his last 2 trips. And he takes the breaking ball down for ball 1. Paul Blackburn 1 out away from the first save of his major league career. That's fouled away, and it's 1-1. This might surprise you. Juan Soto, 3 for 3 with 3 walks in this game. It's the first time in his major league career he's reached base 6 times in a game.
I believe that.
I would have thought with all the walks that he drew that maybe it had happened before.
6 is a lot of at-bats. A lot of plate appearances, I should say.
Each team's having a big day.
Yep. And you more than likely on the road, too.
He's played for some good teams. Scored a lot of runs. But never before today. But the Coors Field kind of a day. 18 runs and 27 hits. One more out to get for Blackburn. And he gets the breaking ball in for a strike, and now the Rockies down to their final strike. Alonso with 2 home runs today. Jeff McNeil, 2 home runs today. Brett Beatty broke a slump with a 2-run homer. Francisco Alvarez, 3 hits, including a 2-run homer. 2-2 to McMahon. And he bounces one down to first. Alonso will take it himself.
And the ball game is over. Mets complete the sweep of the Colorado Rockies as they win 13-5 for the 18th game over 500. 42-24 is their record. They gained a game on the Phillies, who got swept. They gained a game on the Braves, who got swept. And the Mets are headed home, 4.5 games up in the NL East. Prime and ready to go back home, 18 games over 500. Exactly what we needed to see from our New York Mets. And they got it done, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching the Mets Watch Party right here on the channel X and on Twitch. In about an hour and a half, 8 p.m., series recap for our New York Mets against the Rockies. Talk about the road trip, talk about the upcoming homestand, and much more on the show. 8 o'clock tonight, guys. Tune in for that with myself and Chris. With that said, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Mets Watch Party. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you in about an hour and a half for the series recap show on the channel. Let's go Mets, and we got the sweep, guys. 5-2 home road trip. Let's go Mets, guys. See you later tonight.